All right, welcome to the big show. It's me, Suze, of Sophia's Emporium. And real quick before we get on with the festivities, no doubt. Hey now, let's just zip back over to here. Somebody playing with my emotions? Never. We'll just zip back over to here and hurry up so I'm not wasting anybody's time. Zip over super duper quick to Sophia's Emporium, and I got that disclosure to play, and everything is copacetic, man. So let's hit it, get it, and go. No doubt, well, none of this matters till all of us matter, first off. Second thing, second, I absolutely can use this for research, reporting, teaching, education, and all around good fun. Chris Hayrider, 68. Bless your heart, so glad to have you here. I don't know if you know it, but on the side, I like to catch bad guys that harass me. I'm not just all about Elvis, you know. I'm not just all about Elvis. Hey, what are they doing here? Hey, look, they can hear me twice. Isn't that interesting? Watching for a while, Suze. Isn't that interesting? Watching for a while, Suze. Very interesting. Very interesting, Chris. You can see that something is screwy in Denmark already, which is always comical. But we'll just go ahead and start here. Enjoy. But anyhow, it's so interesting what Sir Chanter is talking about today. And it's called Family Meeting, Personal Amends, and Community Guidelines. And I was about a minute in when I made that little post, that says, I think I'm going to live stream. And, I'm free and easy today. I don't have a client coming in, and I've already made so much jewelry. So I'm just going to take a little break here and go ahead and make my comments to whatever Chanter will say. So I'm going to go ahead and get a notepad and do this all legal because he was already pissing in my Cheerios. But you can't piss in my Cheerios because I am so happy and I have so much hope for the future. But hey, man, some people don't like that. It's of that philosophy that's really twisted. Um, it happened to my dad when he was young. I told the story. There was a fight between his family and another family on a dirt road in the country over some kind of vegetable stand or something. And the, not the Glasscock family, fortunately, but the other family, well, the guy got pissed and he picked up a gun and, he decided since he was miserable, he was going to take everybody out with him. And the first bitch on the block was his wife because she surely couldn't live without him to take care of her, right? And I know that can be true. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. So the woman got down low in the bathtub, and dude, I guess, thought he shot her and kind of freaked out, and so he turned the gun on himself, blew his face off, and was DOA at the hospital, but he actually lived with no face for a few minutes. That always reminds me of CW, because, I'm the little orange pumpkin with no face that he met on the side of the road when he was having a talk with God. Didn't know if, he felt sorry for the little orange pumpkin because they had missed the wagon and wasn't taken off to get cut up to make jack-o'-lanterns, and fulfill their purpose. And, he thought, well, maybe it'd be better if this little orange pumpkin just got all hard and old and rotten and turned into a bowl. Let me just
Very
flip the
interesting,
camera
Chris
around.
Hayriders, 68.
Oh,
They're
there's my
trying
new
to shut me
earrings.
down.
Right. Did I mention I'm up to
I
about
got hackers on
80
me all the
necklaces
time, Chris.
and all these earrings?
Tell your
But in the
friends.
meantime, I wanna share something really important before we get on with Sir Chantelot. Let me show you something, man. So, I'm sure that you guys have heard here and there about shungite. And it's, 99 point blah 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 percent carbon, and then every other element. And of course, this was from a
Yes.
meteorite, and the water that was
Yes,
contained
Chris.
in
I
that
just went offline.
cosmically
I've got
created
gremlins
lake
and trolls attacking
would
me.
be the water that the people
I saw it.
that
Saw it come
were
back.
poisoned by all
I'm
that
glad you're here
Chernobyl
to
shit
see
in
it.
Russia. That's how they live and keep their water clean. And now the shungite reserves have been exhausted. You know how greed is. So here's what I did: is I made these really cool pieces where now you'll get a piece of shungite. And hey, Jenna, how you doing, little sister? Oh, that's right, you're a grown-ass woman. Dag. You know you're beautiful. Anyhow, so this is a piece of shungite. And so
Thank
what the
you.
idea is you drop this
And
in
I
your
do.
bottle of
I watch
water.
out for my friends, and I
See, this
appreciate they
doohickey
got
right
my
here
back
now.
too.
That's what keeps
Really
the string
appreciate
from
it.
falling in the water. It's kind of like a tampon cord, right? Because if you put a piece of shungite in your water bottle and you were playing Pokemon on your cell phone, you could choke on this stone and that would suck. I'm the
Hey,
ballistic
Chris,
stylist. I don't want anybody
you think I
getting
got a
hurt.
good voice for
So you
karaoke?
see this at the top of your water bottle. And when you're not purifying your water,
Just
you're
kidding.
wearing it on your neck, and it's a survival tool. Now, if you're a super jazzy person and you're really into this stone stuff, I know. So check this one out, Jenna, for real. And this is all serious business, okay? So you got your shungite, right? But check this out. Now, this is an aquamarine
Oh,
bottle.
we
You
all
see what
just
I
do
mean?
it
So that
different,
sits on
man.
top of your water bottle. But here's
Come
the story
on.
about
I
aquamarine.
sound like a
The
frog.
only way that it will transmute
You
the
sound like
water
a
into
mystery
here
man.
is if you're continually running a stream of water over it. So doesn't it make sense, okay, that this would actually go into the bottle? Because those little beads on the first example, you don't need those in your water. This you need in your water. And so you would turn your water bottle up and down and run that water through the aquamarine, which would be the all chemical proper way to do this. You know, a lot of people think this is magic and boogie boogie, and it is so not. I mean, these are the blessings that our Creator, whatever you want to call God, it's such a small word, right? But
I
anyhow,
just do
all
it
these things
my
are put
way.
on Earth,
Man,
Mother Earth, for us to
I saw that comment
utilize
roll by so
properly and
fast.
not abuse. So
That's
I've
the
been making
artist
all
in us
these
all, Chris
necklaces,
Hayriders,
these
68.
jewelries, these
We
power
do it
pieces,
our way.
protectors, crystals, stones, antique buttons, bing bang boom. Oh yeah, I'm an artsy bitch.
And oh
Hey
yeah,
Brandon, how you doing, baby?
don't step on our blue
How do you like
suede
my new
shoes,
color
right?
scheme here on
True,
the show?
exactly.
It's green
No
and
stepping on the
purple.
blue suede
And like I
shoes.
said, I'm in such a good mood. But
We
Sir
got too much
Chantelot
monkey
is talking
business.
shit on me every day, as y'all know. And I'm the girl that picks up the coded messages, as y'all know. I don't expect anybody to be
Yeah, I don't
informed
know if you
about
know,
these
Chris.
things. And it's funny, I just got off the
My
show.
grandfather. Oh yeah,
Tony
oh yeah.
Tatum. What's up, baby?
My
Hey,
grandfather
I know
was
you
the
always like to see
managing
me in
editor
real
of the
life, I know.
Custer
This is
Combateer,
my sharp-dressed man
and he was a
friend
code
from Lincoln High
breaker,
School North.
and I'm a code breaker.
Here you. How do you like me in green?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, here's my earrings that I just made. These are my grandmother's abalone buttons, no doubt. Tony, you're so much fun. So anyhow, the earrings, and then this is my black tiger eye on my moonstone. So You see,
People make fun of me
as Tony
because
Taylor
I like to
knows,
wear
from
stones.
Lutheran High School North,
It's very
I might
mature
have
of
been a
them.
fucking nice gal and a cheerleader, but don't get it twisted, man. I am way
I'll
too
be right
serious,
back. Gotta
right?
grab some cheese for my
And,
pasta.
you know, I like to have fun when I'm being serious, otherwise people wouldn't take me seriously. I don't know which part of the memo people don't get. But, in the meantime, we're gonna let him talk, and I'm gonna be nice, because I'm in a great mood, because I really know what's going on. See, that's the funny thing. And I get these coded messages all day, and I tried to explain it, Brandon, I'm talking directly to you, because Tony will be laughing at me, okay? So I'm talking right to Brandon.
Please. People are horrible
Last
for their
April,
insecurity. Yes,
when
they
number
are.
one told me he figured it out first.
It's all about
and
the
I
wounded
said,
inner
I did.
child.
I figured it out first, playa. Okay? Well, Mr. Computerhead, aka number one, international man in mystery.
Hey, you know
and
number
Tony
one,
still
Chris.
doesn't believe it. He still thinks I'm talking about Elvis, and it's like, dude, I'm not talking about Elvis. You don't get it. This is something greater than you and I. Well, anyhow, okay. So when that happened, that was the week. You know, Monday, Thursday, and Easter. And
You're not
this
sure if you know
man
number
took
one.
me on a concert around the world, showed me all these.
You ever hear of that
incredible
YouTube
musicians
channel?
and,
Mr.
places I'd
A.
never
P.
seen. I mean, here in America,
Adam Presley,
they
that
put
mystery
us in
man.
a toxic landfill called Stinky Port. You know Riverport, don't you, player? Yeah, I don't go to concerts.
See, he's
at
Mr.
Riverport.
Computer Head,
What
Chris.
kind of stupid is that, you know? Or the casino.
Mm-hmm.
I don't gamble either,
Oh, yes.
no. But I play the game
Right.
and I play to win. So, anyhow, saw these concerts at the Coliseum, saw these concerts
What has he done
at
to
these
you?
huge castles with fireworks going off, all sorts of stuff, right?
Mr. Computer Head? He's just showing me love and respect.
There was, and I mean, this is
Sir Chanter
now,
is
this concert was going on,
a
and they
scammer
crashed to one
and
of my
a
favorite
con man,
people, NDI
a bad lawyer that's involved
And,
with some terrorists that wanted to hack me. Adam, yes. Adam,
what
yes.
it was,
Adam and I
you know the CD of hers and
are
the
very
brown
tight,
face.
very close friends.
That was the case.
And if it
was
wasn't for
displayed,
him, I would have never
and
met
her music
you
was playing, and I was
or anybody
listening.
else.
And
He's taken care of me through a 4-year journey online. Adam, yeah.
during that instant,
Mm-hmm. Have I ever met him? No.
by morning I'd be in heaven.
Has he called me on the phone? No.
And you know, as this is happening, because I've been.
Did he write me a nice little letter? No.
I mean, you don't get scared. And
But
think
you know
that
all
means
those
you're,
messages
you
can
know,
be picked up, Chris.
Lose this physical life, and you don't go upstairs and wake your family up and go, "Hey, I might be in heaven by morning, so I wanted to wake you up and tell you to go back to sleep and don't be scared." But I'm just waking you up to fuck with you. So anyhow, you know I didn't do that. And of course, as the sun came up, I was still here, but that's when I really knew that
Mm-hmm.
I was walking between dimensions.
Yep.
And so that's been a great comfort to me.
You know,
Yeah,
Adam
it's
comes from an
warm, nothing from
auspicious
me every
lineage,
day.
Chris.
Should be interesting to see what happens, huh? Now,
Everybody knows him.
Chant a lot because he's gonna make fun of me
I like
and not use my
you
name
met
because
him
you see,
through
if you
Elvis.
speak my
Never
name,
knew who he is.
your fucking
Right.
game is done. And he did mention me once. He's talked shit on me once now with my actual
He came to
name,
me through the computer,
Suze
Chris.
Pratt. And
They
of course,
recruited
you know
me
what
to
they all get
research
off on
the
is the
Elvis
idea that the
mystery,
name Pratt
and I
means
was
trickster.
dealing with those,
And it's like,
you know,
dealt
Bob
with
Joyce,
stoners,
Robert
my
Joyce,
maiden name,
SKMI,
my blood
blah, blah,
name is
blah.
Glasscock. It ain't Pratt. The guy that knocked me up and
It's a
told
wild
me to kill
story,
Life,
my friend.
he was the trickster, see. The trickster was the one I married. What a dumbass. You know?
And
If
of course,
somebody's
you know,
so smart,
Sandro, you have a lot of
I sure do some stupid
fans
shit,
from
don't
all
I?
around the world that
And it's
aren't
always
just
the
here in
love. So,
America or whatever
blow
you
me
call it.
sideways if you don't get it. But I'm all about the love. So, let's get ding dong going and have some fun. Do 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 do. Do do do. Sir Chantalot.
There's my singing voice,
Hey, why
Chris.
don't we put me up there
Ah,
too?
you're in the
Let's
UK?
have
Right.
big
I have
fun.
a lot of friends
Not
over there.
alternative media, it's
Great
no media.
people.
No
On
media. He
that
wants
front,
no media.
I
because
love my
that
international friends.
happened in public, that there was some work that we both acknowledged, that I acknowledged that I had to do, and that that he had to do in public as well, to kind of to say, hey, do you know what I mean? It's not a TV show where all of a sudden we realize that though this recurring
I
character
love you too,
left,
Tony. I really
our
do.
marketing scores indicate he's very popular
Yeah,
with the
America
audience, so we're just going to bring him
is a
back like nothing
powerful
happened.
place, and we
No,
better get
Hey,
it
it's
Tony.
right
not a
here.
TV show.
I got something to say
You
to
know what
you.
I mean?
Hang
It's
on.
real people talking.
We got
So
this.
people have personal
We got
opinions.
this
Okay,
great
I don't want to
opportunity to
talk
get it
over you.
right.
You know, a lot of the time I do that. Some
And you
people
know, the
think
only
I'm
thing
being
that can
rude,
slay the
Tony. Do you
beast,
believe?
morally and ethical,
Now hang on, I
is
gotta deal
music.
with the spinning ball of death. Because these jackasses hacked my computer a couple of years ago and I'm holding state's evidence. You think I'm kidding?
Do I like
I
Trump?
know.
Yeah.
Prove it.
All
Always could.
right.
Okay. So here I am, and here he
Check
is.
this out, Chris.
And what was I gonna tell you?
When
Oh!
I got recruited into the Presley mystery, what tripped me out
So,
was that SKMI
believe it.
was showing all these videos of the Trump rallies
Look at any comments.
and saying that Elvis
Any
was there and saying, "Hi, Elvis, how you doing, Elvis?" Blah, blah, blah.
would you believe it?
And they were showing all these different guys.
You.
And in the meantime, what I had heard in January of 2017, that they found a dead man under an overpass that had the same DNA as Elvis. So I always knew that there was a lot of misinformation surrounding the Presley mystery, and I knew there were two at the end. One was sweaty and didn't sing as good as the other one, right? One was international, one was stateside. See, that's where the scam all came down years ago. So, I am still waiting for the Trumpster's answer to why he was saying Elvis was in the crowd and why is he hanging out with these Chaldeans. So, some people think he's controlled, and other people, like on the internet, think that Elvis and Trump are the same person. Isn't that crazy? You know Trump is not Elvis, and Elvis is not Trump. But that was the line they were slinging. Exactly. So, I've been documenting this journey because, if Adam, number one, brings the truth forward about what he knows that occurred in the series of events, then it does. It gets too crazy. But you see, it closes down all of these false stories that we've been told. It all started with the Kennedy assassination, moved forward into Martin Luther King, progressed through Elvis, and many other great people. So, even if you're not famous or beloved by the world, the trauma of knowing you were lied to, plus wondering where your loved ones are and if they're alive or dead, this is a little problematic. Yes, please, please, please tell me one truth. Please. I would be blessed by it. I need all the help I can get. I'm a girl in a man's world. Please tell me. Tell me the truth. Come on. Because you know that It's out there, and everybody's got a piece. We've all been talking about it. I'm your friendly redheaded moderator. It might make you not like me, but it is the truth. I will always like you. Do not worry about that. No matter what happens, I knew I had a mission to perform, and I agreed to document my journey. So don't you worry about it.
There we go.
I'm cool, man. I've been through way harder things, Chris.
I'm not willing to be made fun of.
I'll wait for your words.
I don't know to the degree that I believe in karma as being some energetic force that eventually man and womankind will
I am
understand
asking you
the way
this
we
one
understand particle
thing
physics to the degree that we
and
understand
ask
particle
you
physics, or that we will
what is
understand the force
right
that never
is
moves
what
in
I saw,
reality or
Chris.
gravity or how
Let me
we
know if
vibrate
that
through
is the correct
experience.
statement that
But
we're
I
working
believe
with.
that whether you think of it as a metaphor or whether you think of it as an actualized
And
force
you know
of
what,
nature,
Chris, I want to tell you
there's this
something.
notion of
I'm really
pretty balance and
into
needing to
a guy by the
protect
name of Dr.
balance
Rudolf
and
Steiner.
also,
And what he
balance on a
spoke over
scale
a hundred
of,
years ago
doing an equal amount
is
of good to offset an
whatever
equal
is
amount of
beautiful.
negative, if that makes sense.
Okay,
There's a lot
yes,
of things
yes.
in
I
that
will tell you something and
that
ask you, is it right? Very good.
make you feel like I put people under the
The
bus. So right
truth is
now,
always beautiful,
I'm
no
using
matter how
Corey
ugly it
Goode to
is.
create a book. And I've
Because
often said
what's happening now is our insides
speaks a silver line.
show on our outsides. And I don't mean that
Some of what you
graphically.
said we did when we were drunk
Maybe you
was
saw
was
Shallow Hal.
integral and
All the
essential to the
fat
path
girls
that
were
we
supposed to
chose.
be nice, and all the skinny girls were bitches. That's not right either.
Chris, I have a feeling
Your
I'll
true
have to
heart
say
is what
something.
shows now on your
When we talk
outside.
about karma, see, that's all.
So, whatever you
That's all
say
a
to me,
bunch of mysteries, New Age. That's
I'm going to
bullshit.
believe you it's truthful in your
What we need to
experience.
focus on
And I have to say that's
is
beautiful.
info, is
All right,
karma, and
I'm
that
ready
is
whenever you
what
are.
we give back. What we give back to Mother Earth, what we give back to our fellow man,
I will tell you now.
what we give back to the community.
Ready.
That's our mission. But I know that you fake all that stuff and you don't really believe in that, and that's cool, but this is where you and I
Watching the screen, Chris.
are just like oil and water, and you mock me and I mock
Wanting a cigarette, but
you.
staying right here in this chair.
But like I said, I'm at peace, and
uh,
I just wanted to see what you had
as
to
you,
say
yes, I
today.
respect you and
Now,
something I agree
karma
with you.
has
Open
its
me up,
storyline,
yeah. And now
and
I
I
listen,
checked this
yes.
off, so I got some things
Exactly.
written down.
I
But
have a way of doing that.
that's the biggest crock of shit
And
I've had in
somehow,
my born days,
the
and
intellectual
you
property
have
that
to
I
realize
documented in online
that you cannot
changed
engage in
algorithm
spiritual
programs,
activities
and they say they
when you're
need
drunk.
somebody that's 1,001%
There's always
asshole
different
like me
reasons. So, like,
to
say if you were
police
boozing in high
the bad
school
assholes.
and reading the section
And
in the Bible, and you ask yourself
I
now,
believe that I was recruited to
why you're
heal
in the
the
position you're in and you don't know
fragmented
what to
pieces of
follow,
the
what to
Elvi.
do,
I don't agree with everything, but that is
especially during that
debate and
time, to
talking.
me,
Yes,
just saying that
absolutely.
what you were doing is to
My
make your
language
ego insane. This is who
is
I am, and this
close
is
to
what I teach.
unbelievable, so I have to expect
But the whole
that and
time
respect
in your
that.
sacred self, where nobody can see,
I'm saying things nobody's ever
nobody
heard
can
before. I mean, I get
the
it.
things that you believe
Yes.
you know, the things that you don't have a clue why you believe that you know them.
Did you say something to make me mad yet? See, because I
And
didn't
the
even
things
feel it
that
if that was it.
you've been told that you
I
don't
didn't even get a
believe.
flinch.
You know what you know to be
None of us know
bullshit.
we are right,
See?
but we debate to find out
And
exactly.
I found
Confirmation
an
of
action
spirit,
for a guy that was getting suspended
phenomenon,
and dancing
progress. You're
so much
absolutely right.
and acting a fool.
And that doesn't make me
So,
mad.
like I said, my friend Channing
Because
Tatum, you
I'll
see,
tell you what,
Luther North was an
like I
excellent
said, I have
artist
been treated so
where
well.
we were fairly kind to one another.
And I
I'm
really
always
don't believe
grateful for
anybody's
that
coming to kill
experience
me. Oh, now I'll tell you. Yeah, let's
because
do it, man.
I don't give
I mean, I have to be brave, Chris, no matter what, and I have to go forward.
This guy was
So tell me.
always a dork, and he was always entitled. He was a little rich boy amongst richer little boys, and he feels slighted because his package is much smaller than the other guys that were
I
all
disagree
jumping
with
around.
SK and said I don't agree with everything. Okay.
Because one of the things
Emailed.
that alcohol, that spirits do, is lower the
So
inhibition.
you're saying that
Meaning,
you had a communication with SKMI by
told
email,
me
is
on
that
Friday
correct?
night that you think I'm a worthless N word. Don't tell me that on Monday morning that that was some sort of accident that was contained
SKMI
in that magical bottle.
was a
Don't
very
tell me that
interesting
you ever
man.
used
Yes,
that
very
word
good.
about me inside your own
I
head
spent
on,
I've never
Thursday
used the N word.
afternoon.
thousands
No,
of
And
hours with
no,
him.
but it's
no, I
never
know.
said. I've
Um,
never heard it say
I used to
that
think he couldn't communicate well with me because he was speaking a different language.
drunken eyes
But
perceive
I almost
a
think that
disclaimer about
SKMI was like an
when
algorithm in a
I've never
computer
heard
system,
someone
to be
say that
honest.
by drinking or drugging
And I don't know if
that
you've ever
they
heard about
perceive the
the
world
lifting of the
not as
veils.
it is, especially in
He
cases
told me
like
not
that
to
where
get involved or
people
he
take
would
various theories
shoot.
about magic mushrooms or
Oh,
cannabis or
wow.
something like this. But for the most part, the
Wow,
people that know
Chris.
me, no one has ever said it's like the notion of beer
He
drinking.
told me a story
No one has ever said,
about Elvis
when I was
shooting his
drinking,
kid.
thank God I started drinking because I saw how
So,
beautiful that girl
true,
actually
yes.
was in
So,
the light of day. No,
he was very
the idea
tormented. But
is
see, we
that
have to go
people's
back,
perception is altered.
okay, to the four
And now that
faces of
I'm
God
very much,
or to the
sober
fragmented
as I am,
individual
getting
because
more and more sober every day,
when we're
this
traumatized
is
before the
very
age of 7, it fragments the human soul. And I know that he was tortured.
You're like
Um,
exactly like when you the other way.
I believe
Tuesday,
that
Wednesday,
it's kind of
Thursday,
like what I found about bots. They
I gotta go back and start going back to the music
are
last
like
night.
trapped
Like
humans,
87 days
like humans with no
sober,
voice.
I see things on a
And
different
they struggle
When you're in the
perspective on
12 step
different
to get
matters,
back
and
to a
that's something in
place
terms
where
of
they can express
a great thing to
themselves.
go back in the past and reflect
And
on
I'm
that
very intuitive.
because
And so I can
things
pick
happened that
certain
seemed to
things
occur
out.
while I was, and I made
And I
actions and decisions
believe
that
that
were actions
that's what my mission is
based
to
on
do here.
where I was.
But yeah, SKMI was a trip. And you know,
where we're is a bipolar
I'm holding state's
energy.
evidence.
Now that I
Um,
see things
Without my permission,
differently,
he
I have a
downloaded
little more clarity.
over 1,700 documents onto my computer. I have them. I can prove it. I won't let it go because I do feel like it's important and it is evidence of some sort.
Things that I said in the
Um,
past or
he
decisions
got really nervous
analyses that about to me
of
today that I can sit
2017,
here and
yes,
say the analysis
because he
I'm
made
speaking
an accidental dump, is what he called it specifically. He didn't mean to do it, but he dumped all that information. Now, I'll bet you know
Alcohol is something.
that the majority of those videos, of course, he uploaded from other sources, and they were taken down on third party multiple copyright strikes. And I'll bet you that Mr. A.P. is the very one that had them taken down. Now, considering you know Sandro, yes, considering you know Sandro, you must realize they are all familiar. They are all family. They are all actors on a great stage of life. And you know what's funny, Chris? See, I don't lie.
So it's interesting to
And
see
so,
someone
come to find out, I was pretty
that
surprised
is continually
when they were
exposing
publicly
and bringing information to people.
calling me a great actress.
I mean, really,
And I'm like, man, I don't even lie, you know, but like Gregory Peck said,
step
it's
together
got to be something
so
that is truly of you as a
he was
soul
known as
and
the
it
conspired
arises up into you and you put it into the roles. I don't lie to you and true because I believe you. Thank you. Yes. Exactly. And see, people don't know who to trust. And I can promise you with everything that's in me that I've been completely truthful and honest And I really honor that fact that people can believe me. I mean, I really have nothing to hide. And when I came online in 2014, I had to disclose that to the world that there are no secrets. And this computer is kind of like the book of life or the Akashic records. I guess if somebody was a good Catholic, that was really into it, it would be like a confession booth for them. Everything is stored here, and the waves go out into the universe. So, like some people are tripping, like say, where does it doesn't make me anything to say SK said that does it. No, 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 no. Don't ever worry about SKMI. He's not going to hurt anybody. And here again, in the end, I will embrace that person and I want to lay hands on and see if it's a live human. Now, if he's a shithead, I'll pinch him. See, that was a joke. But, my dad was a cop, and I was almost shot by my own father twice, not on purpose. So, I'm not scared of no ghost. And, I'm not, I'm not scared of SKMI. He wasted my time, and when I told him about Adam, ADEM, he said there is no such person as Adam. And it's like, hey, wait a second. I checked out all your phony, fake, theoretical sons of Elvis. And now I come telling you, look what I found. And you tell me to shut up when I'm talking to you and I don't know my butt from a hole in the ground? I cut him off, Chris. I couldn't help it because he had offended my spirit at that point because I'm so truthful and so honest. And sometimes people look at that as a sign of weakness. You found your own truth, correct? Some people look at me as weak because I open myself up to people. But it's the fastest way to lift the veils. And Adam and I have lifted many veils together since the event between Maundy, Thursday, and Easter. So I'll call that Holy Week. And he's a constant companion, and he knows every thought, and he knows every move I make. It's very telepathic. It's very otherworldly. Whether he has a human form or not is irrelevant, but I believe he has a human form. What do I know? I mean, it's kind of like all you guys. We all are searching for the truth. It means a great deal to the world. And when we talk about the Mandela effect, what they said is it had to come from America. Everybody understands the English language, and it had to be someone that was beloved. So, if you ask me, that's Elvis. Do you understand how I see it? I believe I do. I believe I do. And I believe that you are as big a piece of this as any of the Elvi. And I know that sounds silly. And when I refer to Elvi, it is a multiplicity. I know you, but in an internet form, but human, correct. Um, there's way too many people. Thank you, and I'm not silly, exactly. See, there's way too many people that know me to be a flesh and blood woman, but when I came online, they said I knew too much, and I was either a shill or an artificial intelligence or a data hacker because I was completely computer illiterate and I knew in my mind the computer was the devil and I didn't want anything to do with it. So now we're back to the four faces of God and the duality in any human or non human between being moral and ethical, or being afraid to love because we always lose love. And this is a battle. Wouldn't it be silly to say, you know me in human form? Hmm. I think that it's different for you guys because you don't show your face and speak at the same time and have people actually like come knock on your door and say, "Hey, Suze, how you doing?" Um, I don't think anything's silly. I feel like it's very synchronistic and that we're part of a spiritual family. And I have a cleft palate and hair lips, so I'm scared. Bless your heart. You know, I have really bad teeth. Um, is very difficult for me to have the courage to speak with my voice that I'm always teased about. Or people think I didn't take care of my teeth, but that wasn't the truth. I was a medical experiment in the 1962 baby tooth survey here out of St. Louis. They weren't checking to make sure the fluoride was working. They did it to see how much strontium 90 that we had in our bloodstreams. Right, and I'm okay, I'm doing it. People call me an old hag. They tell me I shouldn't dress the way that I do for 54 years old. They mock every aspect about me, but if they're really not human, okay, so we have experts coming out now, doctors and scientists, that are telling people that in the end they are under 50% human, and you know that you are the microcosm in the macrocosm, but your physical form would be the macrocosm, and the microcosm would be everything contained in you. So we're getting into some deep philosophy, and that's cool because I love a good conversation. And we're on the search now. A lot of people wonder if I manifest things on my own or if I am working with another entity. And I say loud and clear that number one, Mr. A.P., the international man of mystery, Adam Presley, Mr. Computer Head, whatever the hell you want to call him, including the maestro, that this entity has been directly manifesting in concert with me. And there's a story that goes way back to the beginning of time with us. So, a lot of people thought we'd run scared from each other or want to kill each other. Okay, right. So, we didn't run away from each other. We don't want to kill each other. And we've been honest and loving towards one another. Now, I expect him to like present himself to me. But if he doesn't, and if I'm wrong, I'm not going to beat myself up either. Does that make sense? I can't I can't be afraid to look whatever it is in the face. Kind of like looking yourself in the face and going, I don't like my face. I mean, I you know, we've been dealing with this, him and I, for 2 years. Yes, because he shows nothing. Correct. That is exactly correct. And they know my intentions. I've been checked out at the highest levels, and I believe he is very high up. At least you have a little picture of you. Exactly. See, I appreciate that. Now, back in the story, Chris, and I'm not messing with you, I'm just telling you something. SKMI referred to a gentleman that was hidden away in a castle, kind of like Beauty and the Beast. So now that you've witnessed that to me, I'd have to tell you in the never ending story, see, I've heard that. Just like I've heard things about me. And I've heard things about Adam, and I've heard things about Elvis, and I've heard things about all of this family that I've never met. But Sandro says, now we got to go to Sandro. The reason he came forward, because you know he's really not DEAD. They said he passed in 2010, but that was the other one. It was the Latin American version of Fine Ass Sandro in the silk robe at the Casa that ran the family. He's 74 now, and he says he admires my passion for the truth. And he says that I'm family. I'm probably cousin Sue's. See, and then you got to get into the whole story about royal lineages. And, you know, the Presley lineage goes back to AD 454 on paper. And when you're talking about the king of the whole wide world, and then people wanting to have religious wars saying he didn't mean he was King Jesus, he meant he's king of rock and roll. And then people are all freaking out and spending their money at Graceland and being part of the death cult. See, that's where the spellcraft comes in. And even though I'm a magical kind of redheaded chick, I don't play with the dark side of these things. Right, like Chanter's talking about the left-hand path. I never read the Satanic Bible. Are you kidding? I am so not into those things. But even in the SKMI story, he tried to scare me. And that was part of the program because it tests my character. Let me go grab a cigarette, Chris. Don't leave. Give me 30 seconds. Here I
I
go.
thought that was completely, like I said, Satan shaming. I thought that was fucking bullshit. I really thought
I got some.
there are plenty
I
of
think
things
you're
we can talk
bullshit.
about Roger Ram's tour.
You drive me.
That I
Well,
think
you
would
know
have
what?
validity.
I didn't even have to leave the room,
without
Chris.
being, full
Ah, am I
disclosure,
Christian?
or
Give me
full
1 minute.
possible disclosure or
All right, I'll think
disclosure
about that while you're
as
gone.
being, really problematic in and of itself. But I didn't feel like he needed to go down that path, especially considering the fact that Dark Journalist is a former fucking goth. It's not. It's unfucking deniable. It's like he was in that scene
Why
as
do
well.
they
So
keep
it's like
talking about goths
if CW Chanter was
playing
to come
rock
around and be like
band?
David Wilcock.
What
What
do
do
I
you
know?
think about? What do you think about?
Okay,
Better yet,
I will tell you when I get back in 1 minute. All right, I'll be here. I'm smoking my cigarette and chilling out.
Joe from the Carolinas, okay, before he started talking about people like making criticisms of people
Oh,
like
now
Corey
wait.
Goode
Those two
and
got
David
the same
Wilcock,
fleas.
okay,
Sounds like he's talking
I'll have
shit
you
on.
know that he was in a punk band. What do you think about that?
See, I told you
And he
everybody
also
played
did
rock
something that
band, and I didn't
specifically
know.
was designed to address
But
things not like
they
Corey
don't
Goode
get to
and
play
David
rock
Wilcock.
band with the
When
maestro.
he first started making YouTube
You know, number
content,
one.
being a YouTube content creator, he was talking about something completely unrelated. Okay?
I gotta get
And
some
now he talks
tea.
about Corey Goode and David Wilcock in a way that could be taken as dismissive at best, critical at a
Ugh.
fair glance, but really, if you think about it, Joe from the Carolinas is kind of abusive to David Wilcock and Corey Goode. If you were David Wilcock and Corey Goode, you might look at the videos of Joe from the Carolinas and say they could feel insulted. They could
Oh,
feel slighted.
all you big
Dismissed.
men getting your
Negated.
feelings hurt.
They might
And
feel
picking
Joe
on
from the Carolinas
women.
was rude to them.
You know what I got
So
to
look,
say
it's
about
amazing.
that, don't
Hi,
you, you bunch of
CW Chanter.
bitches?
I'm criticizing Joe from the Carolinas
Got your
because
period.
his original intent on
Fucking
YouTube was
irregular.
not to create videos about David Wilcock and Corey Goode. He's rude to Corey Goode and David Wilcock, and they could
You're
find
rude
his
to everybody.
coverage of them to be a personal affront. That's all fair, well and good.
Okay,
It'd be
Chris.
fair- it'd be fair to say,
So,
he was in punk band.
let's talk about this Christian story.
If someone else said that about Joe from the
Now,
Carolinas, but hey, CW Chanter,
I was raised
been in punk band.
by a mother that was an atheist. She couldn't love me because she couldn't love herself. God came for me when I was 3. I was never indoctrinated through religion, and I never needed to believe or to see it to believe it. I had that faith unseen, just like number one, Mr. A.P. Um, I chose to have myself baptized at 12. I am not into any dogma. You cannot have a spiritual journey if you come with any religious dogma. So, in the end, I'm what you call a Gnostic. I'm a negative blood type, which means I'm an extraterrestrial. Means I don't come from here. They say that we all got hit on the head and have amnesia. Um, they say my dialect does not suit my geography. And these Elvis say they wouldn't have come back unless it was coming to, like, rescue me or something. So, in the end, if you're Christian, sometimes they think you believe in the patriarchal god of war, which would be Jehovah, the one that told, the dude to put his kid on a rock and sacrifice him. But the Gnostics respect the female side of God, who is Sophia. I'm Sophia's Emporium. Exactly. And you know that in the day that Jesus the Christ walked the earth, he was a rabbi. Rabbis had wives. Thus, there was a bloodline of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. And your buddy Suze believes that not only myself, but the Presleys tie into that bloodline. How about that? So, um, you know, these Zatakim or Zanash, who I believe CW is one of them, have no respect for life, and they don't want this story to come out because the kingdom will be restored if the mystery man comes out. And it has to be a big enough story to shut everything else down. So they say I'm going to find out how I'm valued. I need to say I have always believed Elvis was born for who he was. There was more than one Elvis. So, just like in the Sandro story, they take these fancy pants, Chris, and they do organic cloning, which would be called in vitro. So there was an Italian Sandro, there was a Spanish Sandro, there was an Americanized Sandro. You see, there was more than one. So, which Elvis are we talking about? Short face stateside or long face, dark skinned international version? Because there was a time in the United States, Chris, on the same day, at the same hour, we have two different Elvises photographed, one in New York, one in Hawaii. The time travel thing goes back to the global satellite system for Elvis's Aloha concert. You see how high this goes up in politics and debauchery now, right? This isn't about his singing or his acting. This is about the human being and what that human being went through. And I love them all. So that's my answer. I hope you like it.
Threatened with it ever since.
And any question you ever have for me, Chris, I will answer.
I never denied
I will never leave you
because they
hanging.
were always coming after me. And I thought it was more prudent to put myself out there and prove that I could smoke more weed than
Yes,
CW
so you
could
know I
dream
mean
of,
what I mean.
and be fully functional.
To be here in any aspect.
And
Exactly.
I would still be highly intelligent.
Confirmation of spirit
and be me.
was meant.
Thus,
I know what you mean.
why I say.
Yes. And I've come to put the pieces together. I'm that woman.
On his
Exactly.
abuse of alcohol prescription medication, cocaine, magic mushrooms,
I've been
marijuana.
in my story over the
any other
years.
thing he's ever done, and Lord help him, God, I
I've
hope he
been
never did
directly
ayahuasca.
connected to many of the
I know,
archetypes,
see,
and I'm
that
not
was
saying
information. I've never done ayahuasca,
that that makes me
and I
any
will
better
also
or worse
continue to
than
say
anybody else.
that I do not need
It makes me aware,
ayahuasca to see the
and it
spirit
makes me
realm.
take my life serious, and that's
I mean,
all it really
I'm
does.
really pretty straight, if you think about
Oh,
it.
and I'm so square he
And
don't
that's
care,
why my story is super fun.
even though I look like a wild woman. And that,
Because people
you know,
act
it's so
like
funny
I'm the wildest
what
thing that they ever
appearances are,
saw.
kind of like Elvis.
And those very
Some people think he was the devil himself and couldn't keep it in
are
his
the
pants,
ones
and the
that
other
use
people think
multiple
he was
drugs
like,
and hide it under a veil.
a religious figure, you
Their
know,
religion made me do it.
the devil and the angel, the four faces.
Those
I see it
people,
every time I look at this man's story.
I'll just simply
Yes,
say
yes, God,
that we don't
exactly.
party the same way.
And we all have a spark of the
Now,
divine,
at the
Chris.
Hair Emporium,
So when you grow that
especially when
mustard
I was
seed,
young,
and all of a sudden it
especially
takes
being the
root and it's a
coolest
big ass
hairdresser
tree
in
coming
town,
out your feet and out your head,
you know,
you're meeting God.
everybody came to my parties, straight up. And
Guess
whether
what?
it was
What?
a
Tell me.
1,200 square foot salon
What?
or a
I love this.
2,400
I'm so
or
glad we get to have a
3,600 square foot
conversation.
salon,
I mean, other than me
people that were
leaving
just smoking pot
my little comments and then you making
always
yours. I mean, this is nice.
at a different place in the salon than the people
Guess what?
that
Come on,
were
what?
putting the coke up their nose
Don't leave me hanging, Mr.
and
Mr.
stammering around
Mystery.
the keg. And I mean, if you guys disagree, man, please let me know. I mean, I just speak from my heart. Tracy. Hi, Tracy Sherwood.
I am a man, and I am straight, but I have never seen any man look like that,
no different
and I say,
than
wow.
Shungite to,
Yeah. And it's okay to say someone is beautiful, and that doesn't mean that you want to jump their bones or have your way with them. It's okay to look at people, and it's okay to embrace, and it's people have know what I'm not getting it right, because what I was thinking was you were saying that you could say that a man was beautiful. I can see the beauty in that man. Exactly. That's exactly right. And that doesn't make it anything that is not sacred. Exactly. Everybody's beautiful in their own way, but no doubt Elvis was beyond beautiful. And that doesn't put him on a pedestal. I believe that the two hardest things are is to be born rich or beautiful. And I was born poor, and I'm just average looking. So I've survived so many things, and that's why I know I'm blessed. And I had the, what would you call it, the energy level to take this on and not walk away. How was he given everything? Wow. I am listening. I believe that he was given that. Okay, so, Chris, when people talk about reincarnation, I don't like that word. I call it the continual evolution of a person's life through time and space. And you know, time is really kind of a bullshit concept. So, I believe we have one life, many lifetimes. Many lifetimes. And I believe that someone like Elvis, because there's only two kinds of people, they say. There's the ones that misuse technology, even if it was misusing a crystal back in Atlantis. And there's those that don't misuse technology. in my heart of hearts, I truly believe that that noble entity did not misuse technology. I believe that noble entity truly loved his family, friends, and fans. I believe he had many children, and I believe he took care of every one of them. Because, back in the day, kings went to other kingdoms and got these other queens and had these other kids. So think about your own bloodline. If you do a family tree, you have 4 arms at least on that tree. And each one of them theoretically would be saying, well, Chris is mine. No, Chris is mine. No, Chris is mine. Well, wait a second, Chris is Chris's. And Chris chooses. So I think that these men were pulled apart because everybody wanted something different from them. And I'm a Pisces. So as a Pisces, I can adjust to anyone. And I can become chameleon-like. But if I do that without a lot of discipline, then I become fake and not true to myself. And that's why I chose to quit lying when I was 16 years old. You know what I mean? And see, this whole blue avian thing, I don't know if you know about that over in the UK or not, but this David Wilcock and Corey Goode and these blue avians and this secret space program. You are true to yourself, yes. I believe that they're talking all this about these blue avians because you see, they say Elvis comes from the blue planet. And if this man had negative blood, then he's extraterrestrial too. They say 15% of the world population has negative blood. I'm A negative. I study blood type, homeopathy, healing. Uh, of course, I'm a master hairdresser. I first do no harm. And I'm multi-talented. I'm an artist. I'm an actress, artist, performing actor on the great stage of life. And the Green Knight says you got to play the game. Even when you think you're not playing the game. I like artists. Yeah, me too, man. It's the freedom, it's the expression, it's the truth. And think about what they did, stealing all these people's intellectual property, these artists, and abusing them and creating false idols in their image. See, this is about idolatry. I can't say anything, can I? You can say anything you want. Whatever you want, you can say. And I'll tell you the truth. Nobody knows about me here in America. Oh, but people know about me internationally. So, it's really not like you have to worry about what you say because, remember, nobody knows me. I'm nobody. Do you think this is wrong? What is this? What do I think what is wrong? Because I gotta tell you, this guy is wrong. You see what I'm saying? And I shouldn't waste my time on him, some people say. But what I say is if every noble person focused on the one bad guy in their life that tormented them and wanted to bring them harm, and just basically brought the truth forward about him, that our world would clean up really, really quick. Yes. And I do believe this is about divine intervention, to be real honest. They say that we hit the 100 monkey thing back in 2015. I was there, I witnessed it, I saw it. I had only been online a year and a half at that time, so I had seen it before, during, after, and now. And the reason why I'm able to do this is because I wasn't what they call compromised. I was nobody's whore. I was nobody's plaything. And I didn't follow anybody around. And I didn't know anything. So, say the whole SKMI thing, that brought up the whole thing of what they call unauthorized disclosure. And you know how the government will black things out and send a bunch of paperwork and all that. Um, that's part of the game too in this story. So, what I have in my computer is very important to what they would call national security. But if the very people that make us go to war are the ones that make up these stories, well, here again, I promise you, the Presley family ain't gonna have it. And I'm not talking about Priscilla. I'm talking about the men.
Get all
And I like,
irregular,
I like men
Taxes
that are
closed,
strong enough
whatever. And
whatever.
I was like, oh, you guys don't
to
do this
step
stuff.
forward. And these guys know
Fine. I was just
if
told
they
that.
wait too much
So
longer,
anyway, met Yvonne
humanity
for
doesn't have a
lunch, and she
chance.
said, oh,
Because they're
CW,
going to make
I told
everybody
you
into
in
robots
our
and
live chat, we don't,
human servers and brain dead and 5G technology and all those other things.
and then I was
See,
like, fuck you,
we
Yvonne Palermo.
we live
You
in the time of
dumb
miracles, and there's
fuck.
always
He's
been
like, first of
miracles.
all, I made you who
But
you are.
if
I
you
don't
really
know
look
what
at
the fuck I was thinking. But
our
basically,
whole
she was dismissing to me. I felt betrayed.
situation,
I felt like, what? You're not. And I
it's
was
going to
like,
be one way or the other. But
you didn't see
you know
at
that
the corner of your eye in the
this
live chat, and then you didn't
life
read
that
my
we say
mind
we're
to
living
understand that,
is
oh,
not the
so
real
you think
life.
you're playing this brilliant game of
They
Florida
call it the
chess with my
Matrix.
journalist, where you're trying to
They
name
call it
drop
the
this other
dream
journalist
state.
and cornering him into a
They have a lot of
conversation
names
where he
for
has to
it.
agree to be on CW's
But
show,
I know that this
or
isn't a dream, what I'm experiencing.
total fucking defeat in front of
And if
everybody, lay down
I'm
the sword
wrong,
and fillet CW.
nobody needs to
That's
worry
clearly
about
what's
that
going on. Because she didn't read my
because I was
mind
honest
out
and
of her
innocent.
anxiety, because she didn't see or and then help participate, but instead rather, and she was obviously having fun and happy, and she deserves happiness. There's a lot of suffering in people's minds. If they're
And
happy,
see, this guy says he's
that's
talking
a
about
good
other
thing. But
people,
whatever, in my
but
silly,
he's really
you know,
doing
lens of
coded
comment,
messages and
because I
talking
know everything about everything and
against
know about
me.
everything, and everybody should
This one.
clearly be able to discern
So
from my, like, if I go like this
I feel like,
and
number
look like
one,
this and do one of
and
these,
I
then everybody should know
play
that when I
pitch
say
and
the
catch. You
circle
are
of
not
life,
wrong,
hey
exactly.
everybody, girlfriends and
So,
family,
what I
not
do
for
with my
I have
family
control over you.
is we
Together
play
means we're gonna get
pitch
this
and
right. Remember,
catch,
so
and I
don't
was a pitcher in
think you don't.
softball.
I'm not so important to you
So,
that you don't
they
spend every
throw
day
me
emailing me every
something,
day being like, what does CW
I
need from me?
stream it,
What does CW need?
they
And my
pick it
phone
up,
ringing prayers like,
and
God,
get it
God,
safely to the people
what
that
does
need to
CW
hear
need?
it. It's not about numbers or popularity,
Chanter,
it's about
the
quality.
top spokesperson is
And if
CW,
the right
Chanter, but I don't
people,
think
And I
shit
don't think
which
he's
I know
wrong.
the
I
right
mean, he's
people, I promise,
articulately shown some
takes
of his
thousands of
thoughts.
people.
they
You
had
know
to
what happened? I
they
got
had
on
to
my massive
Joe
startup business
Hill,
and
support a
I
story.
paid for CW Chanter.
And
And she's
there's
like, I've done that.
no one that has
CW
researched
gets
me
so much
and
anyway.
that
everybody
would
thought it
stand
was
against me and
That's
say
fine. And then I reacted
that
to
I
it.
was not true.
Blah, 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 blah. And
So, so
meanwhile, I'm sure
I've
other
been through the
people will do that.
crucifixion. Is pretty much.
share my knowledge and
I knew I was
this
coming
is my
online to be
personal
crucified,
program,
yeah,
That's
and
the basic
and
clarity
no.
moment for
I
me.
take it
At the
serious. Like I
time,
said,
I
I
did
take my
say,
life very
at the
serious.
time, I did say,
I have
I'd be
3
totally
grown
fine with her
children
Yes, you
and 3
were. You
grandchildren,
said you were.
control her life
and
and control the
being
truth.
a
I did
hairdresser, I've
say
been a
that,
mother to
yes, but I used it in a joking
the
way.
kids'
And
clients
probably
for
all has its
33
I
own
years.
care.
I've
merits.
raised
But
kids that
I
aren't my
care.
own,
and
You
if
weren't
she
joking.
and even
reacted like
people
what
older
she
than me are my
might
kids.
experience,
I
you know,
watched.
I'm like the
she's
Earth Mother
overly sensitive,
No.
and
with the
if
frog
anyone gets
voice.
offended by
She's
what I
having a
did,
nervous
they should
And
get
I'm
over
not
it because it's not
Because
me,
I
nice to bad
care.
guys
right?
like him.
That's what I said in the
Y'all are
room, and that's
fucking
what people
cramming
backed me
up
up on. A lot of
short
people did come
circuit
to my
and
defense
I like
and
to let them
say,
have it.
dude, You weren't trolling her. You were totally like, yeah, you used the word troll, but you weren't trying. You like Yvonne. No one thought you didn't like
And
Yvonne.
these
No,
people
y'all,
trolling
y'all
other
had
people.
Saying
your
obscenities. No
your
one was doing
fucking
this. We didn't troll her. Blah 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 blah.
I
No
moments
mean,
big
with your
deal.
Chris,
No
intent.
big deal. You shouldn't feel bad
seriously,
about it. It's
And
no
you
big
didn't.
deal.
if
Why
our
should we feel
organic
bad about
world
basically
is not
saying
safe
it's a big deal?
and our
But
electronic
he
world
yelled
is
at
not
me.
safe,
He thought that it was really
where in the
problematic what
world do we
happened.
have
He thought my
left
handling of the situation was really
to
problematic,
find
and he kind of put me on
solace
blast.
and comfort
Okay,
and be
please remember
safe?
from our recent
You two had
conversation
already
today.
broke up. Quit
He's my
acting like
friend. Our experiences together go beyond
with friends like you can
YouTube.
be
They go on
enemies.
into private conversations.
I
We
don't
do
even
consider
want.
each other
I don't
friends.
accept friends
We have
like
had that
you.
relationship. So his reaction and what he did
Don't tell me
in
you love me.
response to needs to be taken. That aspect of our lives and relationship needs to be taken into
He
You're
consideration.
doesn't
already.
like
You know, it's not like some rando.
he
Here's what
doesn't
you tell
like
me.
women,
Well, you know how
but
Snooze is, and
he's
she's
straight.
opinionated, and she's got no
Nowhere.
business.
Like Nowhereville. Like he's nowhere man. You know, I think about songs now. Y'all have turned me on to so much beautiful music.
But like my dad said, some people talk like they got
Concert
paid
of a
by someone,
lifetime.
and that means it doesn't
Seen
hold
beautiful
water.
things all around the world, Chris, and I've never been anywhere.
I mean,
I mean, like, I'm not a traveler,
none of his shit holds wind.
but
He
I
never,
walk in
he
these different
never
worlds, like I said,
his
and
claim for facts, figures, and
I'm happy.
statistics. And he offends people's spirits. And he adds into the hive mind of fucking bullshit. And he's so lost he don't even know who he is, and he's scared.
Right.
But just because he's scared doesn't mean that he's gonna sink his vampire
Hey,
teeth
Chris, look at this
into
comment
any
from my
of
friend Brandon.
the people I reach. Ugh.
It says, I was immediately aware that you are communicating multidimensionally. I keep thinking you know something about me that I don't even know about myself, gleaning what I can when I'm able to listen, and always soul searching.
is beyond fucking ironic, and I'll tell you why. Or ironic the way we normally use the word, because if
Yep.
anybody remembers the whole Chanter curse situation, if anybody remembers the whole Chanter's curse situation, what happened with the Chanter's curse? I was PO'd at Michael Amniero's
Oh,
and
another
Yvonne
important thing you need to
instrumental
know, Chris.
inertia
Okay,
because during the psychic vampires
what these bad guys are
or
doing
whatever,
is saying anyone that is spiritual or has a direct relationship with Source, and we'll use the word God, is crazy. You see what I'm saying? So they needed to prove I wasn't crazy and
Now, in the end, see,
that
you had a
mentally I'm sharp as a tack, even though I'm an admitted cannabis user. You see what I'm saying? Because people like this, they take prescription meds and booze and use cocaine and say it's the fault of the cannabis because that's the gateway. Right, and it don't matter. That's exactly right. So, I'm not perfect. And this is why people had a hard time accepting me. They want somebody perfect to bring them the information. And I couldn't be perfect on my best day, you know? Way too much experience.
In 2016 that I told you all about at the end of September. Well, what these boofs were all talking about, and of course I didn't know the people because I didn't run in this kind of crowd, but you know how there's
And in the
some
admitting
people
of
that
it,
hang,
Chris, we are made
pay other people to
prefect.
hang out with them and
Prefect.
do whatever they decide to do.
We're initiates.
Well, somebody was giving some younger somebody something
This is a sad
to do
story.
some kind of acts with that person. And they were both the same flavor.
And think
so
about
it
how
was
much
consensual.
Elvi,
But then when
how
people
much their
started
sexuality has
talking
been
about it out
prostituted
loud
for
and
money.
teasing and mocking
And then it goes on online, and people commit suicide. It's the saddest thing.
This person committed suicide.
Right.
The young one did. So,
You know, the whole closet action, Chris,
I knew that
and
I was
I
amongst
I
dangerous
couldn't believe what I was
people.
seeing and hearing with
So,
this
like I
guy.
said, he's connected with the people that
And he mocks
ripped me off
Elvis.
and hacked my computer
And
and
anybody
tried
mocking
to
Elvis
sacrifice me. So,
is
yeah,
gonna get it from me.
I take it serious. I take it reverently.
This is C.W. Chanter.
And
He started a
I do
religion
my
called
best to keep the
Commonwealth
marching of truth
Chanting,
right on through
and
this
he is an
stupid hack.
atheist and practices the dark arts.
Then
Yes, too true.
at one point, so then I got
Confirmation
over
of
it. But that
spirit.
day, I was having kind of like a healing, like live chat, live stream with, Jerry Cthulhu and Susan Potter
And he
Thomas,
drops these other
and
people's names. He's a
Thomas
lawyer.
was probably there.
And that's
Thomas,
even worse
he was
because,
the
you know, it's that
Bitcoin,
legalese
Really,
and
speak.
Dave was probably
So
there,
he is
and who knows
incriminating
who else was there, but
the
whatever.
people that come
Bottom
in his
line
live
is,
streams.
then Michael on
And
the
they
other
might have
end,
not known that he was involved
came into my life
in
talking
dark
to someone
magic occult
specifically around
practices in a free
that
Zoom
they
room.
had made
See, they just
almost
might have thought he
everything
was a big mouth that they liked.
their lives through. So they came into my
So
series
people
about,
had to make a
and the time
choice
that I saw Michael on
on
the
whether to bury me
live
so
show,
far down I
and
wouldn't be able
then
to get up or to support
apoplectic,
me.
I went off, and
And
I
that's what's been going
literally
on
said
behind the
to
scenes in
various
my
different
life
places, I went off, I went crazy,
ever since I came online this computer. So
rode my ass for so long,
the Elvis thing was year
the whole thing
3.
was a
The
debacle,
international
an
scammers and
absolute debacle.
traffickers that hacked my computer, that was year
So
2.
it's very important that when I
And
reach
then,
out
of
and I
course,
get
the
people to
first
pay
year I
for
was
it,
just
so I
making
was able
videos
to
on
get my
YouTube.
ammo basically in public
And
that
the
was
actual
something that
birth year,
was like personal
you know, when I
was
first came online, I was witnessing and being involved in the phenomena with the slaying of Mike Brown here in Ferguson. You might have heard that in Ferguson, Missouri. Very dangerous. They say it's the second most dangerous place in the United States. And you know how much Elvis's story connects in with the ghetto. And St. Louis is a major ghetto. It's the home of the Manhattan Projects. It's where they buried the nuclear waste before they ever even dropped a bomb. They were deciding that they were going to put it here. Well, that's premeditation. And I represent myself pro se because I don't believe in lawyers or the legal system or admiral law. Call me a straw man. Huh.
in a, just swimming in hypocrisy.
I don't think
You
so.
can be absolutely blind,
Not in my
thinking that
case.
your eyes are wide open.
Oh, I
Honey,
got
be
you.
aware of that.
They
Hey,
know
Chris,
me.
can you believe people are terrified to
So
talk
there
to
was a
me?
series of follow-up videos. I think I
Right,
made,
not a
I
straw
made
woman.
2, if I made
But
1, I
Chris,
can't really
for
recall.
real,
All I know is
you don't
that
think I'm scary to talk to, do you?
response video to me, and
I mean, I can't believe people think I'm scary.
like I said, put me on blast for a
Right, I'm not scary.
saying that my behavior was absolutely inappropriate, that
I am a
no
cop's
matter what
kid.
I thought I was doing,
And like I
that I
said, my
had not
grandpa
fulfilled my
was the
intent,
managing editor of the paper coming home from World
so
War
hard to
II.
know. And I
The
absolutely
Glasscocks were all murdered off. That's my maiden name. You can check out Glasscock, and then it'll make more sense. I'm not a prat. Prats are tricksters. I don't, but I can't see why anyone who won't talk to... Well, they're scared of me because they say I'm a bitch. You know, because I believe my own story. And that I am arrogant. Yeah. But arrogant, Steiner said, was very proud. No, you say what you want. Right. And how else can you represent yourself pro se? Because, like you know, life is love and love is life. And there's something greater than you and I
what I think he was saying now.
that is orchestrating this.
I get that. And I think also he was
As I said, I don't have to agree with everything. And did we debate? You and I, bless your heart. I know I said some things that confused,
if it wasn't happening in the public
not
sphere,
necessarily you, but we have to talk about our family group.
good luck with that.
So
It's not going to get answered.
I've said things that people
Donna at the time, like that she's making truth or dare. That I was being put on the
question,
Donna, and when William,
but
born baby, her
like I
sister at
said,
the time was saying to her,
you
like,
guys are
I want to
great,
hang out with you, but not with
and I
cameras on.
appreciate
I want to talk to you,
you
but not on
guys
camera. I want to
even giving me the time of day, because most of these Elvis researchers have been on it for 20, 30 years, and they were in every fan club, you know. I've never been in a fan club. I never bought a bauble, but I always loved Elvis. I mean, loved his movies. My favorite movie was Flamin' Star, Chris. You need more guys. And where are they? Ah, my merry band of men. Yes. See, people have a hard time with me because they say I love too many men. Oh, good movie. You ain't kidding. Now, as far as my merry band of men goes, they're everywhere. And I think they're all going to like come into St. Louis and we're going to have a party. What do I know? But um I'm very well protected. And I wish I knew. Oh, hey, check this out. They say Adam's shy. Isn't that funny? He's shy. Pff. And and we can't communicate. Isn't that funny? Exactly. He is not shy. No way. He's like a, he's like a big producer behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I'm like his leading lady or something. Have you spoke to him like I have you? Um, he has been, he has made a half a dozen comments to me on YouTube streams. And I don't know if you knew Ben Quint. Ben Quint would be the best friend of whoever you want to say that Elvi is. Very classy YouTube channel, all in black and white. He actually came on a live stream and thanked me for putting his stuff in. He said very little to me. I would say you've said more words to me than him. But see, he's playing with me. You're coming to me as a friend who is communicating. He came to me and said that he figured it out first. And I said, I figured it out first. So him and I are teammates. And he shares space with me. It's it's very intense. I guess some people would say that I'm channeling him, but I disagree. I think he ought to just look at a map and figure out where Ferguson is. See, I like to tease him and say he doesn't even know where St. Louis is. But, I expect somebody's going to come to the door. Now, here's what's going to happen, Chris. Because there's more than one Adam, there's three. Now, you know that game where you line up a bunch of people and you say, do you know who I am? That's what these guys are going to do to me. And I'm going to have to identify who each one is. You have been a friend and supported my channel. I wanted to find out who you are. I think maybe you have a playful with Adam. Yes. Yes. He's my playmate. No doubt. No doubt. He's a lot of fun. You know they watch me 24/7, Chris. I gave my permission for that. They know my biorhythms. They know my heart. They can feel what I feel. Don't get hurt. I've been so hurt my whole life, Chris. I can't get more hurt than what I survived as a kid. Right? Isn't that why I'm strong enough to do it now? They said I shouldn't have survived my childhood. But I don't want to get hurt, believe me. But if there's anything I can do to help, then it's a small sacrifice. My pain.
That's my attitude about it now. Not trying to throw anyone under the bus. I feel as though part of the guilt that I feel is that people came
I hope so.
on that shenanigans.
But hurt can still come, you know that. Yes, I do.
This will be cool. This will be a good idea.
And hey, Chris, me speaking my truth has hurt the people that love me the most. And that's something that I had to come to terms with every day of my life. But if I wouldn't have spoke my truth, I would have just internalized my suffering and died of a broken heart along the way. Whether it was over my mom, or my personal life, or being mistreated by the man that I laid down with and had kids with, you see. Hurt that someone systematically went to steal and ruin my business. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm a targeted individual. I've been hurt my whole life. And when my work is done and I take my last breath and go home, there won't be any more pain. Now, I'd like to have that in this world while I'm in this body, alive and breathing. If it's too much to ask for, then I don't get it. But I want everyone's suffering to be done. You spoke your truth tonight and did not run and abuse you. Yes, you understand. Good. 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 It's so important, Chris. And, you know, even people that speak English that live in America, we don't understand each other's words, and that's why I use a word called understanding. When you stand under something, you become subservient to it, and you say yes without truly feeling it in your heart. But when you understand it, see, I like that word. There's a guy on YouTube called Sevan, S-E-V-A-N, Bomar. He's really deep, and he's the one that uses the word understanding, and I just love the man. Oh, back to that, Chris. People trip out on me because I love too many people. And this whole thing is about choosing love over being afraid to lose love.
I got chronic pain. I feel harassed. I had to go down to the cops to complain about harassment that I was feeling from the studio. All this other
They want to know why I can love the way I do. They want to know why my mind works the way it does. So, you know that they want to put human intelligence inside computers. Well, I don't want to be a computer. I want to be a human girl. So, what I'm doing is my best to bust a system that wants to oppress humans. But they say we're more than humans, so I get it.
That my stories
Here you go.
of being targeted were documented and valid and real. And that's why Mel told me to not speak them because they would be too traumatizing on everybody. Well, it sure did paint a good world picture for people to see, is all I can say. So while these people cry about their boo-boo kitty problems,
We are all being suppressed,
what
yes.
they're doing is they're being
Yes.
the shiny baubles to take the focus.
And this is not what our
off of
Creator
the
intended for us, my
evidence
friend.
actually
We're going to have something
being
more
contributing
if I have
factors
anything to do with
shutting
it.
down false programs. Yeah, I'll say that. And I'll stand with everything I know to be true.
Yvonne Palermo has every right to be extremely upset at C.W. Chanter for the incident of that night. If she perceives it and experienced it as a trolling, I have to know and understand that I don't have the right to say to her, yeah, but that's not how I would take it. First of all, it is how I took it, and it's not my right to say to her, that's not how I want you to take it. She doesn't have to live her life for me. I fucked with her that was a messed up situation. I feel bad
And
about it.
Chris,
I owe her an apology.
when we talk about burning out the dross, that is working through the false ego. And usually in our 20s, something flips, whether it's marriage or work or whatever, to where people say, this is who I am and this is what I want you to do, instead of saying, this is who I am and this is what I do. So if everybody took care of their own self, we'd all be in a different situation too, and I kind of had to go first.
In my face. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and that's why I'm a troublemaker. And remember, even though nobody knows
I see your
me,
channel now in a new
when he
way,
talks shit on me,
because
he
I
said
know
that
you a
I
bit
have quite
more.
the reputation
Hope you
on
see me
YouTube,
more now
and
too.
people do know me. Well, his dumbass
Oh,
knew that from the time I got online.
we've all lost
Because
ourselves,
all
but
these important
we're
people were
found
part
too.
of the process of dissecting me to find out
And
if
I
I
can
was
truly
real or
say
not. They all
that I
came to be
do
my friends.
feel like I know you so
Oh, and
much
then I
better
actually
just
used to
spending
give away
this
my friends they were using.
this 80 minutes with
No.
you.
These
And I
people
love
actually
you,
care
and I
about me,
appreciate
I care
you
about them. Whether or not
and your
I'm
family.
an experiment or a secret weapon, I am still a human being. And I got the fucking story. And these jackasses knew it. That's the offense.
I said, hold on.
Just
And I looked
show I am
me,
not fake.
and I looked
Exactly.
at other people and said, there's no way that you're still being trolled. You
And
know what
I'm
I
not
mean?
fake.
There's no way that
Exactly.
you're being trolled by people here. What I failed to take into consideration was
I like
deal with
it that you're working with high technology like the rest of my friends and family.
individual who
Because
probably
otherwise
took an
you couldn't do
opportunity
that
to
cool
say,
karaoke. So how about that?
There's this cover story.
Because
I
that's
can
more
blah,
than
blah, blah,
karaoke.
get in there and fuck with Yvonne Palermo. Yvonne Palermo had a situation with an individual on Twitter.
I'm smiling.
And
If you could
possibly
see
on
me, I got that
YouTube, but
smile.
with a guy called, I think he's calling himself Jack Smith. I'm an individual now with an individual that's harassing me on Twitter named James Stick, who's clearly
We
the
have
same
shown our
individual,
true
and we'll get
colors.
to that.
Cool
We'll get to it. We'll
karaoke,
talk about it.
I know.
So there was probably
It's super cool.
increased shenanigans and trolling that was caused. For a while, I thought
Very.
the dark journalist was James Stick. I was
You know,
convinced
Chris,
that dark journalist had nothing
word
to
on
do
the
with
street
it.
that I've always known is like, even if you're super cool or whatever and you got the newest iPhone, it's not new. The other side has been using technology that's 150 years more advanced than what we have. Well, see, they turn the tables. The maestro. And now our team, including you, is working with technology that is of a higher order than what other people are using. And they don't know because they don't have the faith and they've misused it in the past. So they don't get the chance now. Where we do.
I'm so sorry that you're so insensitive. I owe her an amends to say, you know what? It was wrong of me. It was wrong action. It was wrong behavior. It was insensitive. I was putting my ego in front of in
Yep.
front of my logic. I
Yep.
wasn't thinking through rationally. I
Yep.
clearly caused a situation
You got
that
issues with
that
women,
you
dude.
experienced as
Yeah.
trolling and
And you know,
upsetting.
in the Elvi story, there's many issues with women. So you see, even the strong men
I take responsibility for those things.
are done being angry at women. Recording studios can't say they can only make a 50 sounding record anymore. Exactly. Exactly. And oh, yeah, there's more than one voice that sounds just like Elvis or Elvi or whoever. And see, that's very hard on people. Very hard. But think about Mel Blanc and all the voices he had. Think about that guy that does the Family Guy, that Seth. Um, he's the voices of all those cartoon characters, and they're people from his family. Can you imagine number one doing that? I think that's what he's doing. Yes, bingo. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine number one having to lead this life where he has to hide out and be a super badass and try to have a normal relationship and worry about everybody wanting him for something other than who he is? Right. Yes. And I felt the same way about Elvis or Bob Joyce or Sandro or any of them. And they want to know if I know who they are. And I'm doing the best I can, and they know it. And that's all they asked from me. Just do the best you can. Because, you know, the most embarrassing part? They didn't expect it to be a girl to figure it out. But I say it needed to be a girl. Just because who else would know men better than a girl that's truly loved a lot of men? And I had to admit it. I wanted to. Everybody knew. And I can't believe that number one would hold any jealousy or animosity, especially with his background. So theoretically, we can meet on a level playing field and not hold the past against each other. Because he don't want to fight me, and I don't want to fight him. I think the shortest career you can have in music anymore is being signed up to an industry. Yes. Yes. And he made damn sure that all of his friends, I am a fighter, baby, yes. But I've never hit anybody. I've never been like in a physical fight. Mine is pure slaying with love. Can't argue with that rationale. They say I'm their cousin, too. I guess I'm the country mouse. What do I know?
Put grass back on top. You have to put back what you took out. So in order to do that, and in an effort to do that, I want to say the following. Number one, though I characterized the response video as being inappropriate, in retrospect, looking at it,
The little mouse.
one,
I'm the redheaded Betty Boop in the Cinderella cartoon, too.
so the whole thing was spiraling out of control. I don't think it was unfair of you to find yourself in a position where
It is funny, isn't it?
it's out of control and something needs to be said.
And you know, I think I'm funny. I mean, but you can't always be funny because then nobody take you serious, right? Hard enough to be taken serious as a woman or a redhead because, you know, some people don't like redheads And other people really like
I wouldn't have
redheads.
seen it because if it wasn't rock star status,
It's
if it wasn't
never
live at the Hollywood Bowl,
just a
if it
comfortable
wasn't
middle
me with an audience who
with
could
somebody
cheer
like me.
and put YouTube views on it, right? If it
And
wasn't
then the whole
for
love
somebody
hate thing.
Chanter,
I don't even
stuff,
like that.
it wasn't
No,
happening,
it's the Sue's World
right?
show.
So,
Right.
duh, it had to happen that
And
way.
see,
Mm-hmm.
you're the
I
center of
think
your universe,
there were
and
things
I'm
that
the
you
center of
said that
mine. It
at
is
the
hard to
time
be
I
funny
interpreted
on the
as
web.
attacks,
And what the
but
hell?
now
I like all
no one
kinds of red.
understands as you know, you were saying
Right.
expectations and statements about the show.
You ever
What
heard that
you said and
song,
how you said,
In
and I
Hell
said
I'll
just
Be
like
in Good
Donna, it's
Company
not myself
by the
right to
Dead
say
South?
you need to react to things the way I want you to react
It's
to
about a
them.
redhead.
It's not enough to wake up in the morning with a
They're all
screaming
singing.
No,
and
right.
say
You
to your
can only
wife,
deal
You know
with
about
how you
Paste
feel.
Magazine
That's
yet,
what they're
Chris?
telling
Check
everybody
that
else
channel out
how
too.
they should react.
I think number one runs that.
why can't
All
you
right,
just
check
solve the
out
problem?
PASTE,
Why
Paste
can't solve the
Magazine.
why can't if I
It's
said
out of
something, right,
Manhattan.
then it's
It'd
over
be
and
like
it's
the
your
NPR
business
Tiny
and not my
Concerts out of
fault.
France.
So you give and you get. So go
Uh
ahead
huh.
and do what you need to
And I'm
do
telling
the way
you,
that you need to do it.
these
More
artists, they're all
specifically, your
independent. They had
question,
the Oak Ridge Boys
more specifically,
on, and you know what I think,
when it
Chris?
came to the
Since
issues
it's
of the
just
Second
us
Amendment
hanging out,
and specifically calling
you know
into
this,
question
you know all this new Elvis music that isn't necessarily the old Elvis music, and you got them guys with the real low voice. I'm convinced that the Oak Ridge Boys are number one's friends too, and they take the place of them other dudes from back in Elvis's day. Kind of like there's this band coming out of Africa, exactly. A band out of Africa, and they come on Paste and they say, well, yeah, we've been together 80 years. And the MC says, wait a second, y'all ain't that old. Well, no, but these families see as the old ones retire, the new ones come in. And they know the culture, they know the ways, they know the music, they've known the music since they were kids. And they get up there and they do it. And I'm telling you, those Oak Ridge boys and number one are in cahoots. Oh, yeah. I figured a lot out. And see, being a hairdresser, you know I busted Adam on all the hair and the bone structure and the different eyebrows. I need to look. Oh, yeah. You go check out Mr. A.P's stuff. And see what happened was last year, he started switching out all of his pictures for all of the other pictures. And that's why he can bust him and regain his kingdom, because they stole his intellectual property. And never forget, Mr. A.P., Adam Presley, the international man of mystery, number one dude, was the first one to share the pictures that came from the international side of the Elvis story. All the nice people that make comments 8, 9, 10 years ago all thank Adam for sharing those pictures. So see, we can trace it back historically to those being Adams. But say at Graceland, they're selling his pictures. These Facebook pages that say no Photoshop pictures, their dumbasses are all sharing Adam's Photoshop pictures. You get what I mean? So if you're saying, hey, this is Elvis, and then the guy comes forward and says, blow me sideways, man, it's me, you fools. Well, now you got big action. And I still say you need big action to stop World War III. Right. Bingo. And whenever he gets his happy ass in gear and gets on the train or gets on the motorcycle or flies the jet or dives in the water or does whatever he's gonna do. Well, I'd love it if you say something. Please go ahead. I'm waiting. You're putting the words together. I can feel it. It's like your channel struggles with views, yeah, and subs. Right. See, they shut me down and buried me a long time ago. I was never supposed to get up. Um, the views do not reflect the amount of views. I work, yeah, with mine. Exactly. Um, see, since I wasn't a musician or anyone that was known, when I became a journalist, they'll call it, and broadcast on this conscious consumer network, which is a hub for terrorism, and I didn't know it. Um, I wasn't supposed to have my own YouTube channel because, see, you have to be subservient to these people. So I broke every rule there was without seeing the rule book. And I didn't do it with any foreknowledge. It was so natural in me, and that has to be for a reason. It has to be. Otherwise, I couldn't function. Um, I wouldn't be able to work or do art or communicate. I'd be a babbling fool. And he's not going to let me hang like that. I do believe that. And these guys all talk right to me without using my name, and I know that sounds weird, but like if you check out this nutball called the Sunny Side. Now see, he comes off like a nut. He's a comedian, he's a hypnotherapist, he plays the saxophone, and supposedly he does astrology. Like I gotta go live to his show here later on and mess with him because we have two-way video communication, and that's the technology that's 150 years ahead. Um, his boss is number one. I'm saying everybody's boss is Adam, and I'm saying Adam is the maestro, and I'm saying Adam would be the unknown son of either Sandro or Elvis, and I'm thinking he's 60 years old. You see, I work on my vids with ideas, etc. I am still listening to you. Oh yeah, your videos, you put a lot of thought into them. I think that they're inspired, and I know I've commented to you on that. So see, if you're hooked into that same Godhead, you know that his love is feeding you all of these visions that you then bring into the material world. At least that's what I think.
Shamans don't exist. There's no reason for me to follow it up with, and you violated the rules of shamanism because there's
But
no
Adam
shamans, there's no rules of
are not
shamanism.
that
It's an
great to
optional
be truthful.
fallacy.
How does he
Actually
get
goes
so
to show
many
you that what I was
views?
really doing instead of saying
Hmm.
that what I was doing was creating a real, or pointing
How
out a
does
real
Adam
factualized
get the
argument
views?
regarding your behavior, I was
I
engaging in
think
legalism, and I was
that Adam gets the views because he's very well connected. And I believe that he gave the go ahead signal and it branched off from there. And I think that Adam has dealt with a lot of pain and hardship. You know, he went through a divorce. Um, I know he's military. I know he served. Um, and I know that he will rip anybody to shreds that screws him over. I think that he had lost faith in humans. I'm not having a go, just finding why. Yeah, uh-huh. Um, I think to see if I was an honest woman. And I think that he's known a lot of beautiful women that weren't honest because they didn't know themselves. I mean, I'm not saying these women were bad. I'm just saying that when everybody picks fake boobs and plastic skin over real women that aren't perfect, well, shit happens. Just like the women that just marry men to have security. And then they cry that they're not loved. I mean, I don't know what to say. And I've always been loving. I don't hold it out as a commodity. It ain't real, exactly. So, if everybody's not real, theoretically, then how can the human race go on and that it's not worth it? There's enough people that know I'm real that nobody can debunk my experience. Plus, I have all the paperwork and the proof. Now, what if it turns out to be that I'm some kind of historical ancient figure? They say one of us is communicating with something that hasn't been around for thousands of years. I don't know if that's him or me. You know, I just want to ask him a few questions, right? And I tease him a lot. I say, you know what? I think you and I need to have a little sit down conversation. I found my big fat girlfriend, bless her. She died in 2015. She was real. Oh, yeah, yeah. And it's hard to lose love, whether it's like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or family or kids. I meant that in a nice way. I hear you. Fat bottom girls make the world go round, right? Another song. See, and I don't got a fat butt, and I don't got big boobs, and I don't got a perfect face, and it goes on and on. So, see, the people that know Adam had to see what he saw in me. And that's what they do on the sunny side. So if you ever want a good laugh, yeah, I am real. See, I'm so real they're all tripping. That's the funny part. But like where I'll be at next tonight is this YouTube channel called The Sunny Side. And I'm telling you, man, they mess with me so hard, and I mess right back with them. And I get a lot of coded messages there. And like I said, I know that this is a bunch of musicians that are on a mission, and their boss is number one. I keep saying, take me to your leader. Take me to your flippin' leader. I've made over 35 videos on this, by the way, Chris. The whole timeline of doing this research. And oh, yeah, I even got the hand copy written originals from all the videos that SKMI's got taken down. So I got all the action. I'm the leading authority on documented evidence on this disclosure. I'm really glad you hung out with me tonight. Thank you.
that constitutes.
Yeah,
We've
very
called
cool.
together the family meeting. I've made my personal amends, the personal amends that I felt it was appropriate or needed for me to make to um, to move on and to Raksha regarding that whole
What about
brouhaha.
Sue's?
So
Right,
hopefully,
right.
we can start working
What
together
about
Sue's.
on the
Sue's?
And
more
all these other names you
getting
picked.
See,
things back together
they
and
keep
what
telling me,
we need to do.
He's got
Not for
Chris,
him,
guidelines
not for
for
me,
it.
that they got
but for
this
the
family
community.
ring
So
that's
we're
gonna
here to try and
make me
help out.
remember.
Community.
I just lost respect for
From
SK,
there,
but that was
moving on
between
from
me
that,
and him.
I do want to
Oh,
talk
I
about
respect that I didn't
community
judge. Well,
guidelines.
yeah,
Shout out on a positive
I'm
note.
nobody's
Shout out
judge.
to the moderators,
Um,
and then also to talk about things
Dang, I
that
forgot what
we
I was
need to
saying.
talk about moving forward.
It's all right.
You got the shaman stick? Or does not?
Um,
He's got the fake fireplace and the shaman
Oh,
stick.
right.
I want
They
to
have
say
their little
very,
fake.
very
Oh
sorry
no, 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 never.
to not
No,
only
no, no.
people
Don't
that
ever be sorry, man. No
are
worries.
willing to
Um,
take time out of
it's
their day
cool. Whatever I get
to
said
not only tune in and
is
watch
is
my
fine.
YouTube
And
videos being made in real time
I
on
promise you right
live
now
streams, but
that they're
also
watching
to
and
be
they're
to
smiling
take the time to take that blue wrench
and they're
that the
just happy that
moderators
this is
assign us
happening.
seriously and to kind of be on the job. There are
And I do. I had years of professional speaking. I did platform education as a hairdresser, and I've documented these stories. And like I said, I've got a lot of experience, and you gotta have it. See, he wants smart people on his team. And you wouldn't believe,
What is the soccer
I
count?
mean, like I said,
How many counts y'all make when you
how incredible my journey's been online. If you ever go to my YouTube channel and look in my playlists, you'll start to see that those are all timeline accounts too of everything that's happened. And you feel free to explore all of that. And like I said, if you ever have a question, I'll just be so glad to answer it.
Being a mod and helping me out there. So, what I do also want to talk about and address though is the following. So I've had to deal with some annoyances sometimes from.
I'm an annoyance to him, you
Oh,
see.
Green Sea. There you go. There you
It's
go.
tragic, isn't it?
Don't forget about
Little
Green Sea.
5'3" redhead giving him
There you go.
trouble. Do
So
you
everybody's
save all
doing a solid
your
job. And that's true.
cots,
That's what I
chats?
see. So Green
You
Sea,
better
I would
believe
like
it.
to censor very much.
One of
Because
the best
I
things
think
to do,
people are doing
Chris,
a very good job. The live
is
chat
take a
is working.
screenshot. Once I learned how to take a screenshot, Lord have mercy. So if you're on Facebook, you could come to Suze B. Pratt and be my friend and access my photo albums and say, like, all the bad guys I catch, the child traffickers and the people that rip people off. Yeah, I take screenshots and I put them in the photo albums. I think there's over 40,000 pictures, exactly. Because, see, people like CW don't believe that there are any righteous people that want to clean up Google or Facebook. And we know they're all three-letter intelligence agencies. And you say, okay. But what I'm saying to everybody is that don't think it's a simple human that developed the internet. Oh, no. And it's kind of like the story of Job. You find a righteous man, you tell them they don't need to suffer no more, even though they kind of call them myths, new creation stories, different things. Rewrite the history that was stolen from us. I find myself very involved in that, geographically, musically, historically with my families because they were both targeted and both destroyed. And they had odds, like I said, that I wouldn't make it. So, they say from the time that we're conceived that our true parents, which are not the biologicals, they know who we are. They know where we are and they can feel our vibrations. So if I have a certain vibration and I start pinging when I come online, that's what they call this Gaia navigation experiment. And they could control the experiment until the person came along. And then from there, they just research it. And I'm like a big human experiment on wheels. I got wheels on my heels, and I got to keep rolling along. I got wheels. But I can't sing, Chris. I sing with him, though. Right, right.
There you are.
You know what I like to tell?
I like his voice and mine together. Things keep your mind open. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, Chris, that's the point. So they tell in their story they're bringing me some family ring. And these bad guys are going to wind up having to kiss the ring. Ain't that funny? Can you imagine me dressed up in a princess dress with some fancy ring on? Telling these guys, hey, look, we're not going to hurt you. We're not going to hang you or nothing. We just say go away. And go away nice. And if you come back, we're going to tar and feather you. See, get me in a position where I can make some rules, Chris. I will be very fair. And I'm not angry. Even though my voice and my face. So here's what they say. This is what Sandro and them say. They knew me from my eyes and my voice. And I do have the capability of giving somebody the face. Here, let me show it to you. Hang on. Hang on a second. Where am I? No, I want to. I'm trying to turn around so you can see me. It's not working. Either way it goes, it's me. They're here. I can't even flip my camera around. Sometime I'll show you my different faces. You probably see them on videos. But look, my camera's froze up, Chris. Can you still hear me? Okay, it's cool. See, I'm froze on my iPhone, but I'm moving here. Yeah, they're here. I promise you. And then it just flips me to that. It has. Yes, I can hear. See, but we're froze. And my camera is not working. When I put my hand in front of the camera, Chris, it doesn't show up. So either the global networks got us, or they're trying to shut down the stream, but that never works for them.
Right?
It's frozen, exactly. That's exactly right. My screen has been frozen.
I'll give a perfect example.
Now,
So I was interacting with
some people get really scared, Chris, and they automatically think it's bad.
somebody of, let's say,
But what if it's just number one saying, hi, Chris? What if number one is just confirming spirit for you by letting you see the internal workings of my electronic system? Because I'm froze, but my computer's not. I'm live streaming through my iPhone. The screen that you are watching me on is my big Apple computer. Very interesting. They did this to me my last live stream too.
And people go, no way.
Right.
Man, that's only in backwoods, third-rate countries. No,
And it's cool.
not.
I mean, nobody can
But
stop
people
our
still can't deal
conversation.
with it because they're
Do you
not.
know, do you know Hellmaker? That's a blues music channel. I don't know if you like blues or not, but you know how important blues is in the Elvis and the rock and roll story. So this Hellmaker, I'm telling you what, I think that's number one too. Oh, well, you'll love. Okay, you love blues. Okay, look up Hellmaker on YouTube. Hellmaker. And let me hang on. Let me move my screen. You won't be able to see it, but let me jump over there. Hang on, Chris.
Them video gamer guys, and I've never played video games. I'm not judging them. I'm just saying that my son.
Just take me a
is
second.
ate up like a soup
Okay,
sandwich,
so
and he plays those war games, and they
like I
just
said, it's Hellmaker,
But
and Hellmaker has more subscribers than Mr. A.P. He's got 79,880. I think Hellmaker is Adam's son. Can you believe that? And I'll tell you the reason why. Is because he's so good looking too, it's ridiculous. And whoever you want to call Elvis, and this guy is on the back of my hair magazines modeling men's hair products. Huh. Ain't that a kicker? So yeah, look up Hellmaker. And then he's got another channel that looks like his twin brother, so we're still in the same phenomena. And it's called Audiophile Blues Music. They also have Relaxing Blues Live 24/7. Mm-hmm. Right. They're everywhere.
they're the weirdos that would
I,
be known as vampires.
I've got so many great...
God that says put your kid on the rock and
I don't
slice
mean
and
to.
dice.
It's just a natural thing I do.
So Chanter knows that because he's that Akeem. And if y'all go to look that up, it doesn't start with the letter Z like you think.
Right.
It's a T, then a Z for Zatakim or Zatakai because they needed to hide that language. It was just a slash.
Yep, we're still froze. I can bounce everywhere.
People are going, well, why didn't I know?
Hmm.
Well, you would have had to have been John Lamb Lash to know.
John Lamb Lash is the... Oh, am I cutting out a little bit? All right. I'm cutting out. They're trying to stop the stream. Okay. It's not number one. It's CW's hacking friends. And you know, they got a lot of little dark tricks, but you know, the truth will march on, as you and I know. Where was I gonna go? I was gonna check and see what's going on my subscriptions. You know what I like best about your videos? Is guessing whether we're gonna have Elvis music or whether you're doing karaoke. I always try to guess before I get there. You know your channel is being Really? Isn't that interesting? And why would they want to stop a nice karaoke guy like you? See, I like to tease. Sure you do. And you know what they say? They say that, like, you better give as good as you get. So, teasing is an art form as well. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that teasing is an art form.
They get a cheap thrill if the girl is underage, kind of like the prostitute, you know, the child.
We'll go see what's going on at my other channel.
Little documentary that I shared. The girl was worth $700 when she was at 19. Her value went down to $300.
Okay, no, Chris, like I said, this guy that I believe is an actor that is doing this show with number one. It's one word. The Sunny Side. The T and the S and the S are capitalized. Sunny, not Sonny. The Sunny Side. And like I said, you want to laugh your butt off at a goofball, but see, he's just an actor. And he, I don't know if you're into astrology or not, but he's a Scorpio. And sometimes Scorpios have so much passion that they they love but they hate. Funny, Sonny's silly. I like to tease him. And he did his own hair the other night. You're a Scorpio, so you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And see, Pisces and Scorpios are great friends, as you know. Exactly. So, Sonny made a video that said, why everybody hates Pisces. And I was like, all right, man, why does everybody hate Pisces? Tell me all about it. So I watched the video. And he said it's because we're always late and we push our way into people's lives and want to heal them. Well, see, I do this life charting and heal not in a traditional method. And I talk about the homeopathy and natural remedies and castor oil and all sorts of things. So it's not like I'm late. I'm right on time. But if you're the kind of person that comes 20 minutes early to get the haircut, and I'm still working on they own me at whatever time their appointment is. Well, like I tell them, I'm not a machine, and things happen, and things don't always run like clockwork. So, um, I told Sonny, of course, that I'm all about the love, man, and I dig Scorpios. Well, he didn't really like hearing that, of course, in this pretend play. Not the real story, the other story. So if you ever come to see this show, you have to think about what you know about me and what you know about number one. And then imagine there's three number ones, A, B, and C, because there's more than one. And then you have to try to figure out who you think he's talking about. Isn't that funny? And I play music and videos, but you won't hear it unless you're in the inner circle of his. So you would have to actually be someone beyond who I know you to be for you to hear me behind the scenes. Bingo, yes. If you're one of those people, you are watching me and hearing me, but what will play on the channel would be just him. And then they do a lot of Snapchat, and they got this Facebook page that they won't let me in. uh, you know what's funny, Chris? Whenever these musicians do their live streams, they don't even let me comment. Isn't that funny shit? Right, there's some country dude that's always singing, yeah, scared. I'm so scary. You know, see, it's just all part of the persona. It's funny. I mean, I can laugh. And I guess I would be scary if somebody was doing me wrong. I mean, I will have to admit. I'll get them. And I'll have fun. But, you know, I mean, whatever. And if they knew my story, which they do, see, they made bets on it. And you can't take it with you. For the rich people that have all those trillions of dollars. And they wanted to bet they could sink their teeth into. So number one made a game for him. You're not scary, though. Open-minded, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they want to meet me. And I want to meet y'all. And I want to have my career back. And I want to live in a town that doesn't want to kill me. I mean, I just want a few simple things in this world, Chris. I don't care about the fancy things in life.
The word of Commonwealth, Chanter. He's basically telling them, hey, you can rent your own space and have a little business.
We all want it, don't we? Yeah. And we all deserve it, right? I mean, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Where'd we hear that one? Oh, and to not be slaves to a machine. Yeah. Yeah, we want our humanity back, please. And thank you very much, right?
That she was engaged in journalism when she accused me of being quote unquote soft on pedophilia. And it's reduced to say that, that three people engaged in that particular behavior is a cult.
Hey, man, don't ever feel bad for making a joke. Because you gotta remember, there's more than one of him, too. One of them's got, like, really, really, really bad hair. Um, one of them, is almost spellbound. And then the other one is like a wild man. And one is, you know who, exactly, EP. Bingo. And there was this video that put them together, and then they bring up the philtrum. You know what the philtrum is? That's the thing that goes between your nose. That's how everybody used to be able to tell who was who. But if everybody's getting Botox in their philtrum, then, like when they say, so-and-so is that person, well, no, maybe they got switched out. There is that whole corrupt, believable story, Chris, that, Priscilla isn't really Priscilla. And that you got to remember, her dad was a big button-up general dude that they act like always lived in Germany, but they were only there a couple months before Elvis was there. And one of the Elvis said, yeah, we had a few photo ops together and they made the story up that we were married. And when you see the Priscilla that looks like Vampira, like with the big dark hair and the white makeup, well, believe it or not, that Elvis with the real tall hair and the different face, see, I'm going to say that's Adam years ago, because he'd be 60 now in my mind. And weird enough, on a fake, phony Elvis fan page, I found the Priscilla impersonator that is the #1 impersonator, believe it or not, in the UK. So I don't know if she stole pictures or if they're her pictures, but you would have to believe that she was the model actress impersonating Priscilla back in the day when the real Elvis got switched out. And see, like in the UK, everybody spells Aaron with 2 A's. Stateside, they spelled it with 1. So SKMI made many a circle around 1A or 2. So first they said Elvis was too honest to put the correct spelling on the tombstone. And then they turned around, believe it or not, Chris, and said that Vernon was too damn dumb to know how to spell Aaron. Now here's what's really weird. My grandpa, the managing editor of the Custer Combateer, his middle name was Vernon. And in his war journals, he talked about the name Vernon being a family curse. No different than the name Elvis would be a family curse. How about that? I mean, isn't that wild? It's like things that make you go, you know? That's that HMMM. Weird. Right. It is weird. But if our whole history has been, can say anymore. Right, an open mind. You gotta have one. Open heart, open mind. What do they say? Uh, Wise as serpents and gentle as doves. Right. Right. Be ye wise as serpents, gentle as a dove. Yeah, I can dig it. See, and that's what I'm doing, like right now with you, is putting it on YouTube so CW gets to know. I have something, yeah, but you need to give me time to type. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to go make some tea. So, I'm going to be away from our screen for about 3 minutes, Chris. And as soon as I get back, I'll say I'm back. And it'll all work out. Okay, so am I. Alright, we'll meet back up in 3 minutes. Ready, set, go.
Suck a banana. I just want to shout out my boy Brandon Young. Brandon Young had you from day one. Had you from Jump Street. Yo, what's up?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Chris Zucker was never under attack on that live stream.
Oh.
Den of War was never under attack on that goddamn live stream. Here's how it went down. So now I'm going in on your boy, Lee. Thanks to you. Now I'm going on your boy. So you can go back to your little videos and make whatever videos you want about me and say whatever you want to say. Because now I'm going to talk about Lee Beltman, Brandon Young, happy birthday. Oh, you're still here.
These are your friends.
Are you triggered, laugh my ass off? No, I'm pissed off, honey. You're acting like a little hunt. You're acting like a little...
call men honey?
I don't want to insult girls, so I don't want to insult women. So I'm just gonna say you're being a bad actor, Lee Beltman. You're being annoying.
I told you.
I'm not triggered. I'm annoyed.
No.
You're inconsistent. You're a jerk.
It's not that.
You're a
He plays
jerk.
all sides.
That's what you do, Lee. I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen you talk. I've seen you lay out your information, and I don't think I respect your rationale, your protocols, and how you think about
things. You don't like it that he flipped the
You
table.
want to say that I'm triggered about you? I don't have to be triggered about you.
He flipped the table on your
I don't have to deal
dumbass.
with you at all.
He
I don't
flipped
have
the
to deal
table
with you at
on
all.
you. He flipped
You know
the
what I
table
mean?
on you. Do you hear me? Can you understand the words coming out of my mouth? He shut you down. He had enough.
Boom.
Boom.
That's it.
It is.
Lee Beltman was hidden by CW Chanter. If you're not going to be if you're going to be disingenuous, if you're not going to be a good faith player, if you're not going to say something
You're
as simple as
unfaithful.
I'm not going to talk about it with you online, but I will talk about it with you in private. If you're just going to be a shit disturber, this is what. Thank you. First of all, so perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
First he yells at him, then he
Community
says
guidelines. Look how much you're gonna call me triggered when I'm taking time out of this.
Okay, Chris, I'm back if you're back.
Tag on to a very important video for the community about communication, community, and personal amends.
Do you want me to call mental health services, Chanter? I think you are spinning out of control, Nolo. You are sober, remember? You are trippin'-dicular, dude.
Oh, I'll be right back, Chris. I forgot something.
Or one of them straight jackets. Some rubber room bounce time for you. You care. You do not care about people. You want to manipulate people.
I'll give you the time.
You get them in your cult. You
and
liar.
I'll say that even if I'm
liar, lawyer.
behavior, I'm willing to hear you out. You didn't take that opportunity. You took the opportunity to play the
Okay,
gaslight
I'm
game,
back for
to
real,
play the
Chris.
little kid game, to play the I made you
If
say
you're
that
back,
game,
I'm
which
back.
is
I'm
childish.
back either way now.
Lee Beltman, you're a childish man.
No.
I don't know what your damage is.
No. No. When you knew that they were on to you and what you had done, then see you incriminated these people every time that you read the path off of the people. And it connects them over and over, and they realized, oh, fuck me running, man. They're going to incriminate me in what CW did behind the scenes to Susanna Bernadine Crap. Okay? That's what's really going on here. And like I said, you're the bitch caught holding the ball. And just because you were stupid enough to take it from Mel and Z and Biggie Blowhole, see, you could have said no. Just like crack. You had the power to say no and say, even though I really don't like women, I'm not going to attack that strong redhead. But since I got a little penis, I like to pick on women. And Suze needs to be knocked down a couple notches. And yeah, I'll sacrifice her, damn straight, and I'll use my network to break off in other factions and keep bugging her behind the scenes while you use other people's names. And we'll make her look crazy. And we'll make her look stupid. But see, like I said, you have no power. You are dust. And like you said, you chose to already be dead. You can't turn around and spin it and pretend you're sober.
You know, when Elvis could be alive, why would they have said he died on the toilet? But it works both ways for dignity. Exactly. You ever heard of the movie Bulworth? Where they go, his time's up, flush him. That reminds me of that. Because, see, when they did that global satellite concert, see, what Sandro shows you is that that was like a movie set. The stadium wasn't as big as what they showed. And if you know the right place to look on YouTube, in my world, I can show you half a dozen versions of the satellite concert tour. Exactly, yes, you already know. So confirmation of spirit. So you see, that computer is supposed to be the time travel computer, Chris. And then they're going to connect it to that John Teeter, exactly. And then CW, this guy, just the other day, was talking about John Teeter being debunked. And so, of course, any story that connects any intelligence to this, and then don't forget, I promise you, that whatever Elvis we're talking about, they had their own daggum time capsule. They had their own daggum evidence and their own daggum DNA. So, if you got a living Sandro and a living Adam and a time capsule from whichever Elvis put the time capsule there that isn't here now, and then you open it up, it proves everything. It shuts down every false narrative going. And like you said, it's hold on tight time. And I'm ready for that time, because I got nothing to lose, and I've already lost everything. You know, when Elvis could have died, why would they have also said why he died on the toilet? All his friends get whatever the bedroom. Okay, so the story that I busted, the story I busted with that stupid Outlaw Films. We're not sure about the casa. I know it's a war-torn area, and I know he had more than one casa, so, I don't think that was demanding. He wanted his freedom above and beyond everything else. He's just like us, but he's got a sharp silk robe. And he's got beautiful hair. Oh, yeah, you know what I like to tell people too? That leather suit he's wearing, well, they must think he stole it from Elvis. And I try to tell him you don't get it. These families have tailors so they could make an outfit for the one, the one that was 30 pounds heavier, and the one that was 10 years younger. Because time isn't real.
Responded by giving a 45-minute monologue about being a Freemason. God bless. Excellent for you.
Right.
To push back on
Okay.
him and talk
It makes
to
more
him
sense, doesn't it,
about
Chris?
Freemasonry.
Look at that white
You
thing
want
on
to
his
talk
lip.
about things that he felt
And you know,
about Freemasonry. Then Chris started acting a
I
fool
think
about whatever.
about
And
this relationship I have with these Elvi.
decided
I mean, to actually truly in my heart know I'm their friend, that's the best that's the best feeling that anybody could have.
because he took it personal.
It makes me really happy. And I like these guys. I mean not CW. Ugh.
Bubbled up, whatever.
I bet he
You're
is
just
specific.
talking about yourself, essentially. You're talking about yourself. And if I said the following to Denham Ward when he
Nobody said a word.
was on my
Look,
show.
no comments.
There you go.
22 thumbs up, 5 down.
Now,
So what I'll do
see, the reason he says I'm nobody is because he has 2,700 subscribers and I have 228. I think you should always follow your heart and feelings. Yes. Nobody can knock me off the path. And see, when I came online and they interacted with me on September 1st, they told me that's what they needed me to do. Stay on my path, don't follow fools around, and document my journey. So, yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard of Heart Math Institute. They're on Facebook. And there's also Global Coherence Initiative. And they're the ones that made people realize their heart. Okay, your heart is your brain is your computer, and your computer screen is an interface. So, you get why that's relevant. But are you on Facebook, Chris? If you are, give me a friend request. It's Suze B. Pratt. I'll immediately put you in. And then you'll have access to all the behind the scenes action that a girl can bring another friend, you know? Alright, cool. Suze B. Pratt, not Suze Pratt. Put that B in there. I got 2 pages. My original page, my daughter told me that I was, too stupid to know how to run it. Because I was computer illiterate. And so she shut me out of it. Email me. Now wait, I gotta write that down, Chris. Hang on. I don't even know how to email very well. Give you a link. Man, and don't ask me to tell you what an app is. Here we go with all that. Now, put, I, see, after this live stream, your comments should be there, but you need to give me that email, like, where I can find it. Because I don't, hang on, let me push this button. Does anything work? Hang on. I don't think none of this works. Live chat. Hang on. Look, there you are. Well, just the Facebook at my email. Where's your email? Wait a second, Chris. Wait a second, Chris. I'm writing it down. Hang on.
I'm getting ready to play a cartoon.
You gotta remember, I'm the girl that doesn't know anything about the computer. Where'd your chat go? Ah, come back. Dadgummit. See, everybody laughs at me about this. They say, how can she do what she does if she doesn't know what she's doing? Now, I will try to email you, but I'm not very successful at it sometimes. Very often, I'm not. But we're going to try it, and you're going to be my friend on Facebook, and then we can communicate on a grander scale. But remember, I'm computer illiterate. Can you see my email? I wrote it down on this piece of paper. I'm old school. And if I spelled it right, I got it. I'm going to double check the spelling. Hang on. Did I spell it right? I'm not saying it out loud because that's private. I think I got it right, man. I um I just got invited into this private group at Facebook that is the 85th Infantry, which is where my grandfather served. And he was the secretary for all the big generals, so he had all the scoop, right? But I've never seen a more dedicated group of people. I mean, they're so awesome. And I've been doing live streams over there too. I'm going to really try to be focused this weekend, and we'll get hooked up farther in the media. It is nice, isn't it? They're really good people. And you know, they all want the answers too, because you know, World War II never really ended, and everybody was in bed together, and it's really an ugly story. And you know, where I live is the home of all these secret projects. I live by Monsanto, McDonnell Douglas, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, all the jackasses. They're in my backyard. Kids today don't even know what they did, right? And see, we're the last generation, they say, that knows. So, generation used to be 40 years. Now they look at it more like 30. And I remember my entire existence and how much it's changed, and that's why they needed me. Yeah, our generation is the last one, and if we don't fix this, we'll see. Okay, what we're doing is healing the sins of our fathers. You know, that old story. We're healing our lineage, and we're also making the way for our children to be safe. Susie wouldn't be talking now if it wasn't for them. For the kids or for the lineage? The lineage. Yes. Our lineage lives through us. I agree. And the kids, I mean, these kids are being sucked dry. And I have one son and two daughters. I've lost my daughters. My son is hanging on by a thread. If you could see my real live stream, Chris, I'm playing a cartoon now to go along with CW's mouth. And it's a hairdresser, and I'm a hairdresser. And I think the cartoons are quite novel. It's too bad we don't get to watch it together.
That's part of the reason I've talked about Jeff Rentz, but generally in passing. But I definitely think that Jeff Rentz, look, I mean, this is a guy that I've said.
And everybody he talks about, I don't know, try and refresh your page. But it's on this iPhone. If I refresh the iPhone, don't I lose the live stream? And where do you refresh a live stream from? Let me play around. So I'm going to different colors now and hitting dance party, and it won't do nothing. Alright. What do these three buttons mean? Share, mute, microphone, and cancel. No. LOL, you lost me. Now on a phone. Okay. Alright. I'm live streaming, Chris, through my iPhone. I use my big computer as my entertainment screen. Like, Like you saw a picture of me. We can only lose one another, lol. Hey, you know what they say in Just Visiting? You can never be lost if you have a purpose. It's a time travel movie. So, yeah, I don't really know how to fix it so we can watch cartoons together, but we can get back. Well, always. There's only 22 minutes left on this dopey live stream. It is okay. You're exactly right. And, I had more fun talking to you than putting CW's big mouth out there, anyhow. And there'll be many, many times that we'll be able to watch cartoons together. They're on my playlist, like I said. And, oh, do you even like cartoons? Okay, so if you like cartoons, another channel I think number one runs is eighthmandvd.com. Check that one out. Pick you out a cartoon that you remember from childhood and see if it didn't change. See, I think that's what the Mandela effect's all about. Well, didn't want you talking on your own. Yes, I like cartoons. Check out eighthmandvd.com. He's there too. I'm telling you, number one is everywhere. Look under a rock, he's there. Hey, look over behind that tree. There's a piece of him. You know? It it really it's really cool. It really is. And if I'm the other side of that being, we had some fun and a rock. Maybe exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I have so much fun with you guys. And of course, when I came online, people made fun of me for being friends with people like you that I don't know. See, I should only be friends with the people that I know in this podunk town. Now, talk about ignorant. No wonder people from America didn't know all the lies they were getting told, and see, all y'all knew. And I think that's why the international crowd has been very accepting, because for them to find out that we got duped more than they did, I know why, because of your views. But who you are, we to judge. Ah, but see, it had to be that way. It was part of my role to be judged. And I've been vindicated. They they know I'm true. It is me. Yeah, it is. Yep. Thank you. And I have to step into my role. He's been preparing me for that for the last year. Yeah, and I do. I absolutely respect you. And it's part of, you know, respecting every being for who they are. And like I said, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to serve to the best of my ability and step into the role. And I'll be real natural. It's easy. See, they're used to women. Suze, you have been kind to my channel. See, all these women that puke, thanks, puke, pass out, faint, put these people on pedestals, um, it really isn't what these people want. They just want to hang out and have someone speak to them like they're, you know, regular. I mean, I always knew I wasn't normal, but y'all treat me normal.
David Wilcock is that I think that he came to
Number
light
one treats me normal,
as a source of
and all my
information
really good
and
friends on
knowledge about
Facebook that have my back.
including by David Wilcock and
Oh,
his
Chris,
father.
I want you to check out my friend Randy Moggins, Off
David
Planet
Wilcock
Media.
is a reliable source
Exactly.
of insider information.
Check out
We
Off
cannot
Planet
say
Media,
that
Randy
we should be
Moggins.
suspicious of his
He's the
actions,
guy
and
that
we are
first
completely
interviewed me in
innocent until proven
2015
guilty of wrongdoing.
and brought
Thank
me
you for
into
listening to
uh,
Common Good Talk.
citizen journalism and actually planted me where I was
Chanter, see what the Chanter's Raymond
to
Douglas
bring the
looks like
story
he
out,
likes
wrote
to
it
hang out
down.
and
Good.
laughed at us.
Yeah,
He is
Randy
a
Moggins is one of my
fantastic
best
guy,
friends.
very interesting guy. He appears on a lot of places that I
We
haven't
like to
listened to.
tease and call him the
He
Emperor.
appears on RT a lot, and I think that RT
He
is a
catches
great
bad guys.
outfit.
You want to talk about connected? Randy Moggins. Good Lord. You know, 6 degrees of separation? Well,
Speaking truth to power.
what if
Yeah, his Kodiak 16 David
they
Wilcock
show
is a pleasant man.
that through him, everybody came to know me somehow? And then what if they show that he knows number one? Oh, yeah. Because you know why, Chris? I didn't know that all the presenters on YouTube, I don't mean the ones making music, I mean the ones doing alternative media, they all play rock band too. Isn't that funny? They're all in bands, they're all musicians. And it's like, you gotta be kidding me, man. I had no idea that all these power players were musicians. But you know, it's like I was explaining to my son. I mean, a man grows up and he goes on to be whatever he's going to be. But he takes those things from his youth that he loved, like music, or love, or fun, and he carries them into his adult life, right? So, just because you're a BFD or a button up Vato doesn't mean that you can't rock out with the best or do karaoke or whatever it is you like to do. Everybody plays rock band but me. And just so you know, Funny Sonny, the sunny side, he's a professional saxophone player. And I think that he's in the Maestro's band. It is, right. I'm glad you confirmed that. And here again, spirit cannot descend without song. Yeah, the truth marches on through the music and through the dedicated artist, people like yourself, and we get the message out. No bombs, no warfare, no killing, just beauty and art and love and music. And comedy. You gotta have the comedy. Otherwise, people get tripped out.
So I start going back to my own personal spirituality, talking about more of the metaphysics stuff, talking about stuff like that. Though there's some people who
Just
don't like
joy.
those things.
Yeah. Now, you're a step away from stepping in it. You want to step in it, Chris? When I first started talking, before any of these big things happened, we connected joy to bliss, and bliss to reunion with the divine. And there's only one sensation that humans can comprehend that would be that sacred marriage. You know what that word is, don't you? Starts with an O. And it's not Ola. State of bliss is like a continual orgasm. That's why they talk about Kundalini. Um, that's why they talk about, thinking it is. It's very deep thoughts. Um, you know, the bridegroom. So, like, if you're a guy and you have a male God, and then you think about reunion with the divine, that's where it gets kind of, trippy, I would say, for a heterosexual man. But of course, there's the female side of God too. And so when we talk about ourselves, as any human being, we have that reunion in our own selves between our masculine side and our feminine side. So, see, back to the religious wars, one group says this is literal and this is interpretive, and the other group disagrees and says God and can speak about it. Nobody knows. And I think that's what I'm heading towards. I always knew. And I'm not scared. Because that's the way they always kept people away from the mysteries. They made them sound scary. And it absolutely is. And I embrace it fully. And if I can do it, then everybody else can do it. I can do it. Yes, every path is scary, yes. Because theoretically we walk it alone. But when you think about that poster with the one set of footprints and you say, where'd you go, man? That benevolent creator says, you goofball, I was carrying you. Exactly. And it's about taking the right path. And of course, the right path is very narrow. Very, very narrow. And of course, it's progressive. It builds on every decision that you make every day of your life. And it especially builds on all your secret thoughts. So part of the Elvis thing, see, was to tempt me with every kind of thought that I would have when it comes to an intimate relationship with someone that is theoretically out of reach. Different people think about different aspects of it. Well, I want to know, first off, is this person, like I said, an actual physical, tangible entity? And then I want to know what he thinks. Because this shy act, that's a crock of shit. Shy. But if it goes back to the war in the heavens and this Thelatean Sophia thing, no wonder he wanted to wring my neck. But see, theoretically, he thought the woman left. But what he didn't know is that the man, got abducted, believe it or not, and mind wiped. Isn't that funny, Chris? His book's written about it's always the woman's fault. And, I've heard it a million different ways. But it's kind of funny that the dudes got abducted and mind wiped. I don't know what you think about the alien subject, but do you know about Courtney Brown, Farsight Research Institute, the remote viewers, psychics, map coordinates? It's the non-military arm. And Courtney Brown set out in 1996 to prove the existence of the human soul. And he's my buddy too. And I remote view. The woman is the dominant one, yes. Yes, I'm interested in stuff like that. Good, good. We'll have lots to talk about then. And I won't freak you out. So yeah, check out Courtney Brown. And you want to look at the war in the heavens, the unexplained, exactly. And I'll tell you this, Chris. Whoever number one is, Mr. A.P., the International Man of Mystery, whose voice sounds like Elvis that has made recordings after the year 2000. You know who I'm talking about. Well, he did a live gig in Atlanta. And I know because we're always together and we communicate in a very unusual way. And he was playing his stuff that I had heard on his YouTube channel, Mr. A.P. And then he could cut into the middle of it and go live. And those people heard what I was saying too. So a group of people have seen him live, face to face in Atlanta. It was about 4 or 5 months ago. And he got what they call the good old boys, or no, the Ivy League boys. You know that Poison Ivy League, Poison Ivy League. You should karaoke that song, Chris. So he got them Ivy League boys together and said, look, bitches, you're with me or you're not with me. And we're not going to let the world be destroyed. Good. I'm glad you're going to check all that out. Because the quicker that you see that spiral, I think that it will energize you and inspire you and confirm spirit on all levels. And our knowledge will grow together along with our friends. Hey, do you know that Julian Otalandi? He's a Sandro fan. And, they had put up 3 videos called Sandro, Behind Closed Doors. And I knew that was Adam, singing Spanish or whatever, and I only know English, but I can hear other languages now, too. And do you know, poof, they took those videos down. And I said to Adam today, through my heart, I said, I know why you took those down. Because you're putting the movie footage to them. Oh, yeah. I don't know if over there in the UK, if you know about Rocky Horror Picture Show, but where I live was the second place to have Rocky Horror Picture Show. And it first came to New York in 75. Right. Wait till you hear this one. Now, you're going to love this, Chris. Okay. So, it came to New York in 75. Hit St. Louis in 77. I was a freshman in high school in 79. And that's when I started going to Rocky Horror Picture Show. Saw it over 100 times. When you see Courtney Brown, I want you to realize that when I first met him, the first time I ever saw him, he was bald as a cue ball. And he got some hair. And me being a hairdresser, I'm telling you, I believe it's real hair growing out of his head. And he told a story about some cancer drug that makes men bald. So, anyhow, you know what I figured out, Chris? Courtney Brown is Riff Raff. No shit. And think back. Riff Raff was the producer of Rocky Horror Picture Show, remember? He was the brains. He wrote the screenplay. He was an all-around talented dude, but he wasn't attractive. Right. Courtney Brown and Riff Raff are the same. Yes, Richard O'Brien. Exactly. Love Richard O'Brien. And of course, you know that one of my favorite musicians is Meatloaf. Nothing against Elvis, but Meatloaf has always been one of my faves. And so imagine how happy I was when I saw that Meatloaf was alive and well and happy and recording his music outside of the United States. And that goes back to that 2013 Supreme Court ruling where all y'all making music in other countries could now share it with somebody like me in America, where before you might have thought you were sharing it, but nobody saw it. And that's why my friend Randy Moggins wants everybody to know that there is more than one web. See, not everybody sees the same thing on the internet. And you will always be more intelligent than your computer. A lot of people think computers are smarter than people, but the computer can only be as smart as the intent and data that the human puts into the computer. And that's why they need somebody like me to make sure the computer is a safe place for all God's children to learn and grow. Right. Yeah. So, the war in the heavens, okay? That's where you're going to get the story. And then, the Sandro behind closed doors, 3 rock operas that I call the new Rocky Horror Picture Show, which reflects the war in the heavens. And poof, they're all gone now. Good thing I live stream them, because see, I can prove that it was there. Where otherwise it'd be like the SKMI thing. 1 minute he's there, 1 minute he's gone, and I can't prove my story. Oh, but yeah, I can. I got all the files, all the documents, all the handwritten copies, and I could pull his messenger up on my Facebook right now. Because he was the one that came onto my computer in my messenger and dumped all of those unclassified or classified documents of Elvis Presley's 1A, 2A's, however many A's you want. He's the one who dumped them there. So, I like to always say it like this, Chris. I was minding my own business and poof, they came and got me. And sure as anything, that's exactly what happened. And then, I did the best I could to explain it to people, but a lot of people tripped out and got very confused. Very, very confused. Kind of like, and I know that we know each other a lot better now, and I'm just going to be straight up honest. Only way there is to be, right? Well, see, there's these pictures that people want to think is Elvis that aren't Elvis, that I'm going to say is Adam. And I made a video about him wearing his birthday suit. And usually when somebody's wearing a birthday suit, that means they're wearing what they came into the world wearing, which you know what that would be, right? Well, oh look, my live stream is done. That's right, we can't see it. We're looking at little pit bulls in pajamas. So anyhow, we got this whole story, Chris, about his birthday suit, right? Now you can see that video for yourself at my other YouTube channel called Sue's World Emporium. That one doesn't wear panties, like under his pants. And it seems like some humans always wear underwear, and other humans don't wear underwear. And him and I are in the same birthday suit club. So, people were looking at me like I was a nut because I was observant to see that the guy in the picture didn't have no panties on. And they're telling me what's wrong with me. It's like, what's wrong with you? And is it really bad to, look at somebody and go, hey, that girl doesn't have a bra on? Or, hey, that guy doesn't have no panties on? I mean, if we can't discuss adult topics as adults, then no wonder people are all wrapped up with Elvis and the teddy bear. You know what I mean? I think there's way more to it than let me be your teddy bear. I just don't know that. And Adam never plays that song, right? I mean, he's got his own list of songs. So, human nature is revolting. That's why some people call it bumpin' uglies. And with that, if there's anything else that you want to ask me, please take this opportunity. Because otherwise, I know it was funny, it was a joke, I got it, totally. Um, I gotta skedaddle because this live stream is done and I gotta pee. And Funny Sonny's coming on any minute. Now remember, the sunny side. He should be going live soon. And if not, he always does the morning time and then he does the night time. So check his silly butt out too. We had a good night. What time do I have here? Central Time, Chris, in the United States, it's 9:06 p.m. What time is it where you're at? In the UK. Are we 6 hours apart? I'm not really sure about that Greenwich time or Greenwich or however you say it. It's 3 a.m. where you're at. So, that is, yeah, yeah. Is that 5 hours or six? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That's 6. We're 6 hours apart. Um, I'm really glad that you stayed up late with me. When, you're welcome. When you rest your head tonight, they say that it's best to review your day. Don't judge it. Kind of look it back at it like when you're making a video, because you're great at making videos. So play your day backwards. Don't judge it. Observe it. And they say that that way, when you do what they call dreaming, that you're not wasting time reviewing the events that you could review with your eyes open. They say that if you're what they call woke, that you should be having all sorts of crazy dreams. And I have to tell these fools, I'm not having dreams because you see, all I ever had was nightmares my whole life, Chris. Premonitions, dreams, visions of these very times. You know, the mark of the beast, the George Orwell's 84, the chip, you know, the whole thing, exactly. So, I quit having nightmares at 38 when I picked back up my seeker journey, because, you know, it was hard to be Susie Psychic with an ex-husband that thought psychics were nuts. And I was raising kids and trying to be as normal as I can and work 7 days a week in a small business, doing hair. So, even with everything that that I'm involved with now, I have no dreams. I rest. My ears function when I'm sleeping. I can hear everything around me. And what they say that I'm experiencing, and I will confirm, nothing more than a dream. So if I'm living out loud, awake, and dreaming my existence, maybe that's why this is all manifesting. Either that, or we're ourselves from the future, come back to this eternal now to set things right. And either way it goes, we're going to be okay, and we have each other. And there is no fear. There's only love. So, I love you. And I bet we need to chat again. We definitely do. So, come be my friend on Facebook, and I'll try to send you an email. But like I told you, if number one, oh, absolutely, more questions than answers. And if you see number one before I do, you tell his funky ass that I need help on this computer because it's so full, and I'm holding all this evidence for him. So, I need somebody to come fix my computer, fix my iMovie, get this state's evidence off of here, and you know, let's clean my stuff up. See, I need a team because I got so much to share with the world and I can't do it by myself. I need a team of skilled professionals. And I work hard. I mean, I'm a good investment. All right, Chris, we better get off the phone, man. Um, like I said, rest well. One day at a time. Yeah. Yeah. And take care of yourself. Now, here's what I say at the end of my live streams, okay? I say peace, love, and light from the big yellow house on the third cosmic ray. Nighty night. I'll talk to you soon, Chris Hayrider 68. And all the rest of you that will hear this in the future. So, I'm out of here, Chris. Bye. From Sophia's Emporium.